He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
That's crazy. I thought it was 2 weeks.
No.
Well, stop thinking, David. Yeah.
I think the season ended a month from Sunday.
What, April 19th was the game.
So 26. Yeah, 3 weeks from yesterday. Or from tomorrow.
From tomorrow. Well, 1, 2. Yeah, you called it, man. Good call, Jason.
Hey, I like that call.
I like that call. I like that game.
Which one?
The King Pelicans.
Oh, you didn't like that game?
Did not. Love the city, hate the game.
Where's the hat?
Oh, huh?
Where's the
mine?
hat? Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I just got up super early this morning. I was really bouncing off the walls yesterday. Thanks, by the way. And everything. It's just a scheduling thing with my kiddos. So thank you guys who have to put up with that crap. Talking to the people I work with, not you listeners. Although you'd have to put up with crap. How was the show yesterday, man?
Yeah.
And then went to bed early last night. Popped up this morning like 3. Just like so did a bunch of work and hopped in the shower. I like morning showers better than evening showers.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I just in this job generally I'll shower right before I go to bed. But the problem is like you have a bad dream or something, you sweat, you do it. You just feel more. I feel more awake and ready if I had a morning shower.
Gotcha.
And
Makes
then,
sense.
And then, then I can comb the hair.
Right. Yeah, it's good hair day today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It is. It's Good Hair Thursday, and we appreciate you joining us. It does look like.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. What?
Good hair.
Wow. Just unnecessary shots.
Yours is fine.
Huh? Chris is fine? Yeah, I disagree, Chris.
Wouldn't be that bad.
Yours, you do not have a hair out of place. I can say that honest to God. Honest to God. As a matter of fact, it's kind of funny. Like, that's going to sound stupid, but I mean it in only the best ways. I actually like you with your hair now. I actually think you look better than you did when you did have hair. Not that there's anything wrong with when you had hair. I just think it's a cool look. But you
didn't like the braids.
I didn't like I just felt like
too much.
Yeah, it was just a little too over the top.
Hard.
Because you had the braids and you had the bleached bangs for some reason.
Yeah, like the one and like the one purple strand.
You guys didn't say anything then.
Well, what are we gonna say?
Now it makes me feel bad now.
I don't want to mess with your confidence.
Okay.
Facebook memories. I don't know. It was like a week or 2 ago. Remember the party Katie had at her house when she got the, and so there was a you weren't there. There was a picture of you, me, Deuce, and Morgan.
Okay.
At the party, and at least that popped up on Facebook. And you had just a coif,
Just a big old,
just a
mulletino.
And now to me that looks weird.
Okay.
Not weird in a bad way, just weird in a difference. Like I'm
Right.
not
You haven't
used.
seen that.
No,
Wow.
not used to that. Now it's like you got the bald look going, got the stubble.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
Thanks.
Although I do think I keep saying that I would like to see you grow the beard out one day, like like have a summer beard.
Ooh, I think that needs to be a winter beard.
A winter beard. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's actually true. Well, but the reason
It's about time to shave for me. By the way.
I figured. I say do that this weekend, but you have like you're not Vlade, but
No,
you have.
I used to take forever, and so it's just time has changed.
Well, that's the older you get.
Yeah,
It's
but I
just-
mean, like it took me a lot. Like there was a time like I can't even grow a beard, and then
really,
yeah.
Oh, I feel like you've always been. You seem like a beard.
I was
guy,
kind of a baby face for a long time, and then now it's like it grows faster.
The reason I said summer instead of winter is because I figured it'd be more difficult for you during King season because you're doing Kingsy stuff to like roll around with a beard.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like a beard, not like a stubbly beard, but
Yeah.
like a beard. You had a mustache goatee thing going.
I did
once.
for a little
That
while.
was cool. It was like
Yeah.
Bizarro Jason.
Yeah,
Chris, could you grow a beard? I mean, I know you have a little mustachy thing and all that. You like kind of have a beard.
If I grow it out,
Yeah,
He's a
like
beard
I
now,
had a-
isn't he?
that's what I'm saying. But like his is very, very, very short.
yeah,
And I'm just wondering, could you grow a beard?
yeah, I
Yeah.
had a pretty good one during COVID.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Speaking of Facebook memories, yesterday, remember the thing Dapper did on us doing the show, Michelle Dapper, KCRA did she came out to my house when we were doing the COVID shows.
Uh-huh.
And yesterday that popped up. And it was also the same day, maybe it was the year, it was a couple years after where I did a thing on the hiring of Mike Brown. And it was like, I was like super pissed. You could tell like that was on 3-2. And I was like, it's never going to change until they just let them do their thing. We're going to be sitting here. I literally said, we're going to be sitting here this is right after Luke Walton. We'll be sitting here in 2 years. We're going to be having the same conversation with another new coach, unless they get out of the way and let the GM and the new coach do their thing. And you know what? Props to them. They've gotten out of the way. They let the GM and the coach do their thing. And you know what? Look at what the GM and the coach are doing.
That's right.
Missing the playoffs. Well, still. But my point was, I had some weird long goatee, Lane Staley RIP thing going. COVID was, I mean, sickness aside, and I can already sense MC waking up here. It was just like, I want to see a documentary that like doesn't talk about COVID or doesn't get into any of that. Because there's plenty of, just like all the weird stuff
That we did.
that we did. And that like that is something that we're going to talk about when we're grandpas.
Yeah.
Remember that comedian Bo Burnham that did that Netflix special that was crazy for a second, where he like filmed the whole thing in his house and then released it. It was a one-man show with all these different skits and stuff. I know they tried comedy on like Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think there's actually been some pretty saying things like there's been some pretty cool things that came out of COVID is an out of context thing, but like I think about like what changed then that's kind of stuck around. I think the delivery services have gone through the roof. People just like we started doing like Walmart and grocery store delivery back then. That was the first time we ever did it. I was always like, I'll never do that. I want to be able to feel the tomato and look at the meat, the steaks, hamburger, whatever. Unless it's something where, I need a couple of things for dinner tonight, but like our regular shopping, we go to Sam's Club in person, about once a month
for the hot dog.
And pretty much it's always, we do 90% of our grocery shopping online and have since COVID.
Okay.
It's just, we do the Walmart thing and we pay the, what is it, $50 a year or something for the free delivery. And we just, I generally fruits and meats we usually get in person. But when it comes to, a box of Hamburger Helper or a bottle of water or what, I don't want to go there and deal with that crap. Just order it online. It's there in 2 hours.
Yeah.
They send you a little text. Fred is shopping for you. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a substitution.
Oh no, it's not Fred again.
No, not Fred. Oh, I don't want this. And usually there's substitutions like you win the substitutions. Like the 8-ounce thing of this cheese is out, so we're replacing it with 16 ounces of this cheese. And you're like, that's a win.
Same price.
Same price.
Nice.
Yeah, they never put the price up on substitutions. I'm trying to think like what else. I know like there's online cooking classes.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Taro last week, and he was saying he still does. You want to talk about a racket, man? Good for him. Like he'll do an online sushi course, and people like sushi at home while they're watching him. And then I don't know what he charges people, but it's not $1,
right?
But you're just doing one class, and you could have people in Australia doing it. And, that's kind of cool. So yeah, I think a lot of stuff that we do. I'm gonna say everything out of there. There's still some stuff that I think is in society now that working from home or at least remote working is a little more accepted now.
Though, haven't you? I was going to ask you this, and maybe we talked about this a few weeks ago, but doesn't it feel like it's changed a while ago? But like, is it different now? Like driving in the morning, I feel like it's back to.
Yes.
And
traffic,
I don't know if there's some. I take street or city streets here.
Yes.
And I'm like, are the lights different? Like, I feel like missing way more, stopping on long. Like, these are lights that are always green.
Absolutely.
Because there's no reason for a cross.
Right.
Why is this red today again? And it's a long light. I'm like, what is happening?
You know how like the whole thing with somebody gets a puppy, and if you live with a puppy, you don't notice, but if it's their puppy and you go away for like 2 weeks and come back, it's really grown.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's how it is with traffic, because you and I are there every day.
Yep.
It's tough, but it is so much different now than it was. And listen, just peeling the curtain back, man, I look back at that and it's like how that didn't just completely kill radio, because pre-COVID, everyone was in their cars, 7, 8, 9 a.m. Everybody was in their cars, 4, 5, 6 p.m. You get COVID, the whole COVID thing, and like, oh, people are at home. Well, they can listen to their CD players or have the TV on, players, or have their TV on or be streaming.
Yeah,
whatever.
Netflix did pretty well.
Netflix did insane. And then we were just talking about it a couple weeks ago. In fact, our good friend Jason here is going to come on this summer to talk about a few projects he has and a couple of things on the old Down in the Valley. But we were talking. He's having a baby, right? Oh. So we were talking about.
Can't wait for that, Doc.
Yeah, right. That was the whole thing. I made that joke too when you told me. I was like, in a world. So we were just kind of talking because I forget the guy, Neil Brennan, the comedian, who was like Dave Chappelle's creative partner on a bunch of stuff. I saw a stand up with him, and in the middle he does this riff on The Last Dance and watching The Last Dance during COVID, which Jason Air directed. So I call him like, dude, he's like, yes, dude, I've had 80 people send it to me. But we started talking about like, remember when that came out? And it was going to be a huge doc anyways. But that was like a cultural touchstone. Yeah. Everyone gathered around the fire, sharing it. For you and I, remember, we had nothing to talk about.
We had a breakdown of each Monday episode, after Sunday's episode.
Yeah, that was actually in retrospect pretty cool having the director on every Monday. Yeah. But the because he would tell me like what his schedule. He was like, I'm doing FAN in New York, then Good Morning America at 7:30, then I'll be on Waddle and Sylvie in Chicago. He's Stern at 10 a.m. my time, and then you guys. Yeah. And it's like every other. We were really lucky because every show he was naming was like massive, huge market, huge show.
We were bigger,
but. And he said he was thinking about us when he was doing the other shows.
We had girth.
We had upsize matters, exactly. But it just, again, this sound, people are like dying and it's a terrible thing. But from a pure viewing and documentary standpoint, there's never going to be another time in history better to debut an iconic documentary.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for a more captive audience.
Right.
And watching that thing with Michelle Dapper and the whole Channel 3 thing, it just reminded me, like, what was it? A good year plus? We had nothing. How did we get through that? Well, the audience. And thank you guys. But
it wasn't as long. It wasn't that long.
What is it, 8 months, 6 months, 7 months?
Well, let's see. It was like shut down in March. Literally. I mean, now the shutdown and lockdown was longer, but sports member came back in August.
Yeah, that was the NBA, right?
The bubble,
Yeah.
They were first. But still didn't mean it wasn't weird. And I'm thinking about doing games at, we had cutouts the next season.
Cutouts at the game.
I remember doing games like on the concourse off of a monitor. Then we had a downstairs studio for a season. Then we had the year where it was like basically we had fans in cutouts.
There's speaking of turnaround, there's his cutout. I think I had one with Puppy Gus. We all have, like that's insane. When you look back on that, that's actually like we were in it.
Yeah.
But it was weird to just stop and be like, that was insane.
Yes.
And to imagine that prior, impossible. To go back and check it out now, really,
It didn't even seem real.
it kind of makes the whole, we only have baseball to talk about, a little weird. So maybe less complaining on that, Jason.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you
do
should
my part.
Stop doing that. We'll take a break. When we come back, just a 30-second break here. So no getting up to pee. Sorry, you can do that later. When we come back, leading off, the Knicks go up 2-0. But there's a lot more to talk about than just the Knicks going up 2-0, including, I will tell you, one of the baddest boss moves I've ever seen an organization pull off with the Pacers. I'm going to tell you why this is such an awesome boss move by them. We have an MVP, no shocker, and Patrick Beverley's life is possibly getting a little bit more complicated. He's going to have a few speed bumps between now and the start of the year, and if you've ever gone over a speed bump in a Hoblet truck, let me tell you, it's almost like a speed annoyance. I don't know. Carmichael Dave here. Let me talk to you about my friends. My friends at Hoblet. Memorial Day is coming up later this month, and I can tell you right now, I was looking. They got a lot of really, really good deals going on. You can sneak in. Let me talk to you about what is going on right now, because it is the season to save a heck of a lot of money at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram. Now remember, they're saying goodbye to the last of the gas-powered new Dodge Challenger and Chargers, but sending them out in style. Right now you can save up to $11,000 on the very last of the new 2023 Charger and Challenger Scat Packs in stock. But once they're gone forever. Don't wait. Do not. Don't miss your chance, because there's only a few left, and with savings like that, they won't last long. Hurry in before they're all gone, or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 30-second pause. We're back with Leading Off next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The New York Knicks
are going to go up 2-0 in this best-of-7 Eastern Conference semifinal series. And a rivalry renewed is in the Knicks' favor as they win the first 2 games at home.
You heard it there. Second.
Yeah.
You watched the game last night. Not a series yet, though, Jason.
Yeah, home teams won every game, right? So
home team has won every game.
Started. Like that Cavs Magic game series never started.
Has not started yet. Although it might start tonight.
No, I mean Cavs Magic.
Oh, Cavs Magic. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, every home game was won, right?
Yeah,
so it never started.
There never was an actual
didn't
series.
even happen.
If a home game doesn't win a game, or if a road team doesn't win a game in a series, did the series ever happen?
No.
In the woods?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Pacers 121, Knicks 130. That sounds weird when you do it in that order. Tyrese Halliburton, after taking only 6 shots, I think, in game 1, rectified that 11-19, 34 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals. Hell of a game for him, but you couldn't overcome 29 from Brunson, 28 from OG and Anunoby, and I've decided I'm going to start saying this, Jason. 19 points and 15 rebounds, 7 assists from the most underrated player in the NBA, Josh Hart. Also ex-King Dante DiVincenzo had 28 as well. I really do think, honestly, by the way, that's two, let's see. Let me give you a quick, you want a stat of the day, Jason?
Sure, I'll take it.
Ex-Sacramento Kings in this game, wearing the number 0, combined for 62 points, 13 assists, 12 rebounds on 21 of 39 shooting in a combined 79 minutes. That's Tyrese Halliburton and Dante DiVincenzo. But Josh Hart in this series, Jason, has been, to me, the X factor. He's not Jalen Brunson. But this is a guy that has played the full 48 in both games.
Yeah.
And we talked about it earlier this year when the Kings played the Knicks a couple of times. He's a shooting guard who has made his way around the NBA a little bit. He's 6'4". This is a shooting guard that averaged 8.3 rebounds this year. And in this series so far, he's averaging 21.5 points and 14 boards. I love stories like this. I love it when guys come alive on a national stage. If you're a Knicks fan, you know who Hart's been all year long, but this dude's a stud.
What's interesting to me about the Knicks, and even in this series, what still feels like it's being underreported, is they have an all-star not playing in Julius Randle. I feel like everybody's forgotten that.
Yeah, you're right.
And they've forgotten it because of the way Hart and DiVincenzo and Hartenstein and all these other guys have played. And, I'm sure there's talk in New York, they're better without Randle. Well, they're different. And here's what's happened. DiVincenzo's starting, and he's playing great. So they found a version of this group that they're just, Thibodeau's playing basically 7 players.
Yes, he's grinding.
And it feels like he's playing 5, but you're just getting the most out of everybody you've got. But Randle's an incredible player, and they would be different with him. And maybe in some cases better, maybe in some cases not as good, but whatever they've got left, they've maximized it. Now the concern is with OG as he left that game. So we'll see if he's able to come back.
Are you saying that a guy who averaged 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists on 47% from the field that's Julius Randle?
Right. And I'm sure there's people in New York saying they're better without him.
Sure.
I'm sure they are. And how do you quantify that? Well, they're different.
Jason, we had that same experience here.
Right.
When Chris Webber came back
in
the middle of that Peja year where they won 60 whatever games, there's no way they're better than with a perennial all-star MVP candidate in Webber, but
they found a way with that other group.
They found a way with that other group, and honestly, in hindsight 2020, of course you have to bring him back. But there are some that still say to this day that had Webber for some reason missed the whole year, there might have been a different outcome.
Might have been, and I don't know. I think Randle is done for the season, correct?
I believe he is.
Yeah, but if he was magically available for Game 3, I don't know why you wouldn't want him, but there might be some adjustment. And now again, he probably starts DiVincenzo to the bench, like all the things you've just been working on and built your continuity on. You're disrupting that, even though you're adding a terrific player.
I would. On my list of guys to keep both of your eyes on, Julius Randle is at or near the top of that list for Kings fans. He has 1 more year left on his deal at $30.3 million. He has a player option at $32.4 the following year. And you kind of feel like Randle's a guy you could grab for, the South, the old Harrison Barnes hurt or whatever that combo is. I could see the Knicks actually having a lot of interest in a Davion or a Keon Ellis. And then maybe you throw a future pick or 2 in there. And now all of a sudden you have a guy to go next to Sabonis. And you're looking at, again, if they re-sign Monk, you're looking at a Fox Monk, let's say, if he starts. Keegan Murray at the 3, Julius Randle at the 4, Domantas Sabonis at the 5. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Randle is not without flaws, though.
Sure.
But you go from New York to Sacramento, that's a pretty big. Generally, when markets switch from big to small, it works out more often than it does.
Yeah.
So more on that in a second. In the meantime, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
The 2024 MVP from the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic.
And we congratulate the Joker, who for the third time is the Kia MVP of the NBA.
3-time MVP Nikola Jokic. And there are some that say that he probably should be on his 4th in a row right now. Mm-hmm. We're going to get to this. We'll talk about it quite a few times today, including next. Also, in addition to talking about Nikola Jokic and his MVP and the voting, we got to talk about Shaquille O'Neal. Just a bum move by him last night. We have the audio to reflect that. He does this every once in a while. He'll say something like, he's old school. Yes, he is one of the greatest centers of all time, and he is incredibly intelligent and incredibly. I like the way he calls out players, and they respond. They all love and admire him. But sometimes I think he gets a little too over the top in his own Shaqness. And last night was an example of something where he just fumbled the ball. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jason, let's talk about Jokic. That's number 3. Did he deserve it? No. Where does this put him in the pantheon of all-time great centers? We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about that on Sacktown Sport.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, and after a comfortable morning, expect less wind in the forecast for today. We'll have winds out of the northwest about 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunny skies and highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and 0 down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to amp up your summer with the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. We've got a lineup that's awesome. First up on May 24th, don't miss Tribal Seeds as they bring their reggae beats to Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. And mark your calendar for June 8th when NF takes the stage at the Golden One Center. Visit livenation.com for tickets and get ready for a killer high-energy show. Don't miss music legends Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello with the Imposters on June 12th, and NSYNC and Backstreet artists Joey Fatone and AJ McLean on June 22nd. 2 great shows coming in June to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then looking ahead to August 4th, get ready for the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, presented by Live Nation. The Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for the best shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
My father was a career United States Air Force pilot, and Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many others did for our country. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Right now at the annual Memorial Day sale, everything in the store is on sale. Everything. You'll save 10 to 25% on all living rooms, to sofas, to sectionals, to dining rooms, to bedrooms, to home offices, and so much more. Everything is on sale right now at Naturewood Home Furnishings Memorial Day sale. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available for you at savings from 10 to 25% at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishing, off Highway 50 in Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Players with 3 MVPs since 1990. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
There's your list.
Those two have 4. He has 3 and could have 4.
Could have had 4. Before turning 30, Nikola Jokic has, including playoffs, he has had more than 15,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, 5,000 assists to go with a finals MVP and 3 regular season MVPs. He is the only player in the history of the NBA to reach each of those milestones before turning 30. I know that's one of those, like, and he had,
yeah,
on a team that starts with D, whatever. 9th player to ever win league MVP 3 times. And they announced it on TNT. And I want to play you this clip. They had Jokic come on. And, Jokic is a center. Shaquille O'Neal is on the panel. He is a center. And this is what I was referring to earlier. Here is, you have Jokic in this kind of grainy looking, Apple iMac cam looking interview. And Shaq took it upon himself to make the moment about Shaquille O'Neal.
Joker, as the president of the Big Man Alliance, you are the president of the Big Man Alliance. I love you, the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear from me first. I thought the SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you, but congratulations. And what do you guys have to do to get back on track versus Minnesota?
Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people here, so that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm joking.
Hey, all good. I love you. I love your brothers. One thing we always going to do is keep it real with each other. Congratulations. I love you.
For real, I think there is a lot of players that deserve it. It's probably details and kind of small things. But yes, we have a tough stretch. We lost 2 games at home against Minnesota. Tomorrow we're going to Minnesota to.
He goes on to talk about that. It's just, to me, it's just so classless by Shaq.
Yeah, but okay, so here's my pushback in the sense he had already said he thought SGA should have won. So now you just said it on air. Now you're talking to the guy. Doesn't it sound like he's ducking him if he doesn't say it? So he's like, I want you to hear it from me first.
I think that's what Shaq was thinking. Like,
I actually thought he handled that well. Now, whether or not he already started with it.
Sure.
I don't know that I would have done it, but
you're bringing the guy on.
Just said, I think SGA should have won, and now you're bringing the MVP on, and you don't say that would be weird.
It's a valid point, and it just. And by the way, and Jokic handles it so beautifully.
Was great.
And he is great. He's so wonderful. He doesn't campaign for it. He really
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah. He's probably thinking, I wish he would have gotten it too.
Seriously. Like, he probably on it. What Chris says, I don't disagree with that. He's probably like, I kind of wish he did get it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't want to deal with all this. I got to go do this thing, and now I got to do these awards and a ceremony. I got to do all these interviews. I'd rather focus on the fact we're down 0-2.
Right.
I love Jokic. I'm going to put a statement out. I want to make a statement that is so full of hyperbole, but I want to see how quickly we can push back. And I'm going to go back to the old King of the Hill style. I'm going to put something at the top of the mountain, and I want it knocked off. Nikola Jokic is the most unique athlete in sports history. Let me give my thought. He was picked in the second round. Famously, the draft was running a Taco Bell commercial because it didn't matter that much, and you saw him on the bottom line. So you've got that. You look at him, he does not look athletic. He looks like a dude that plays at the YMCA, as people say. A lot of guys will say in the media or put out the persona that, hey, basketball is just a game, blah. I really, to your point a few seconds ago, believe he does not care about the awards. And the NBA really is a job to him. His passion is his horses and his family and all that. He's doing unprecedented things before the age of 30. He is one of the most, at least, unlikely superstars in the game. And it still feels like when you look at jersey sales, when you have a 3-time MVP reigning champion of the world, and how many guys ahead of him when it comes to star power in the league are there? At least 10. I just don't know what a comp is to him.
Okay, so here's my submission for King of the Hill of that.
Yeah.
But I know there's layers, so all of this doesn't land, but I took it as least likely in the sense of where he's taken in the draft in an athletics, he's skilled, athletic, size, speed, strength.
There's only one guy.
I'm going Tom Brady.
That's the only guy I could think of that has an argument. And I think part of what hurts Tom Brady's argument is not Tom Brady's fault. It's that he has had a full career and has won so many Super Bowls and done so many things and won so many awards and placed so high on that we almost forget where he was picked and where he came from. Now, my pushback on that would be, look, he started at Michigan. Like, it wasn't like he was just some guy, and that may be just one of the faults of the scouting process. But obviously, you could use the same things on Jokic as far as a fault in the scouting process. I think Tom Brady absolutely has. That's the argument I was thinking of, and I was hoping you'd bring that up. It's just so fun to watch. And then when you talked about layers, it's like, well, Tom Brady then ended up, when he started winning, you could see he has that star quality, that charisma, that ego, the push, the drive, and now he's a super duper pooper star.
Yeah.
Jokic is just like, well, whatever. Like, his brothers show more passion.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a bit. Like, he was like the wait, the parade's gonna be when? Like, he wanted to go home and be with the horses. And the video that they show him with his teammates when they announced it, he was just like,
yeah, let's go.
And it didn't even seem like, hey, I'm putting on a show. It's just like, okay.
I think he's honestly like he's embarrassed almost. We're down to 0-2.
Yeah.
And
I care about this more.
Yeah. You want me to talk about individual?
Yeah.
A couple more notes on him that I thought were very, very interesting. Number one, Tom Haberstroh put this out, and I think it's interesting. Comparing Nikola Jokic to every MVP since 1984 and analyzing their supporting cast when it comes to awards, All-Star, All-NBA, or All-Defense through his first 9 seasons. When you look at Nikola Jokic, he is the only MVP since 1984 without a single All-Star, All-NBA, or All-Defense teammate in his first 9 seasons. Yeah. So you're talking about most valuable. I think that is a hell of a point by Tom.
Yeah.
Not one. Now, look, Michael Porter Jr. is great. Jamal Murray is great. Aaron Gordon is great. They're all they're all Hall of Good teammates, but just like even Jordan and Pippen, Rodman, like those are Hall of Famers. I don't think those, I mean, Jamal Murray maybe, but I don't think any of those guys are going to be Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and sometimes now I think we're in such an era where so many guys are capable of getting all 3 stats, meaning points, rebounds, and assists, and Jokic does that. So All-Stars are kind of based on wins and stats. If Jokic is getting so many of them.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, our next highest guy is averaging 16. Well, that could be an all-star, but they only have 4 boards a game, and they only have 4 assists because Jokic is, at 30 and, 25, 12, and 10.
Yeah.
Like, he's getting everything.
He truly is.
Yeah.
And for those who say as we go to break here, like, well, dude, you can say about Jamal Murray, but he's one of the greatest playoff performers in recent history. It's a regular season award, though. Remember that. Not applicable. Finally, Nikola Jokic, of course, MVP, Western Conference. Defensive Player of the Year, Western Conference. Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, Western Conference. It's pretty interesting when you see how much those Western Conference players are. And the East is probably going to win the title.
Yeah.
But a lot of talent in the West, Kings fans, as you well know. We'll take another break when we come back, safe or out. Oh, boy, more weird stuff in the Shohei Ohtani saga, and the Pirates are calling up the big guy. This is a big, big, big deal, no pun intended. We'll get to it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Bradley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Cattleman's.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's plumaspinesgolf.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy 20 or more select self-leveling underlayment. And there's more. Save 10% when you buy 2 or more packs of 360 Trex Universal Hidden Fasteners. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
We do have Safe or Out coming up. Reminder, the Kelly brothers joining us in about 45 minutes, and the great Sam Amick as well. Good at business.
Good at business.
Sam Amick joining us. Very excited. Dare I say, as excited as I've ever been to have Sam on.
Dare I say.
Dare I say. Another note on Jokic wanted to share with you real quick. I forgot what it was, though. Nope. Oh, yes. The last 4 MVP winners in the playoffs. In 2021, bounced in round 2. 2022, bounced in round 1. 2023, bounced in round 2. This year, Nikola Jokic and his Nuggets down 0-2.
So the year he wins the Finals MVP, it's Embiid that was the league MVP.
In the meantime, Safe or Out. Christopher Laud. Question 1.
The Pirates are calling up Paul Skenes. Safe or out? This is baseball's next big thing.
I'm going to say safe because it's going to be, even if he sucks, it's going to be the next big thing. Number 1 player picked in the draft out of LSU. Started at the Air Force Academy. I was reading about Paul Skenes this morning a little bit. And he's a real interesting story. They say like he has this maturity level to him that is kind of crazy for somebody his age. The way he doesn't get too high or too low, very analytical, loves to watch film. And I did not know he started the Air Force Academy and then entered the transfer portal to go to LSU. And I really want to know more about that because, as I understood, you go to the Air Force Academy, they pay for your, whatever, and then you got to serve in the Air Force. So how do you get out of that commitment? Right. But whatever. Jason, in the minor leagues, he did not win a game. He also did not lose a game. In 7 starts, his ERA was .99, Woo! 27 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts with a whip of 0.91. Paul Skenes averages 100 miles per hour. That's his average on his pitches. Not, he can dig deep and get to 102. No, he averages 100 has incorporated a few breaking pitches. He got hit around a little bit in spring training. But this is one of the, I'm trying to think. I want to say Steven Strasburg was maybe the last rookie pitcher that had this much hype around him. So it's going to be a big thing no matter what.
Yeah, and then you see how he does out of the chute, right? We had guys like a few weeks ago, Jackson Holiday. I mean, that was the former number 1 pick, and he gets called up, and then he just didn't get hits at the beginning, so he got sent down. But this is that same kind of hype, and you don't pitch every day, but if it's the first time and he's getting called up, Pittsburgh's looking for a boost, and they're ready to bring in the top pick, so let's go.
I'm going to give you, according to MLB.com, real quick, I'm going to give you, I'll just go top 7, and I'm stopping at 7 for a reason, not on purpose, Jason, but names that people I think will know. Brian Taylor, New York Yankees. God, I remember him as a prospect. I had so many Greg Jeffries, Brian Taylor cards. Didn't work out. Tore his rotator cuff in an off-field fight, and was never the same. A name some local folks will remember. Drafted number 14, Todd Van Poppel.
Oh, Pops.
Oh, man.
Pops.
Josh Beckett, number 5, actually ended up winning a couple of titles and was World Series MVP in 2003 with the Marlins.
Who'd they beat?
Can't remember. Number 4, this one I very much remember because I watched a lot. My best friend was an LSU fan, and Florida State and LSU were very, very good back then. Ben McDonald. He had the one sideburn and the mustard sardines in the dugout. He was a interesting dude. Joined the Orioles after a couple minor league starts, won 78 games in 9 years, had a lot of shoulder problems. The one that probably breaks my heart the most, Jason, out of USC, Mark Pryor. God, when they had Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor, we just talked about Kerry, the anniversary of his 20 strikeout game last week. When they had Wood and Pryor at the top of their rotation, it was like they're breaking the streak. And there were some good teams in there. Pryor just ended up, it was health for him.
Yeah.
You know, that's a common thing. They have Skenes at number 2 with Strasburg at San Diego State at number 1. And by the way, Strasburg, who just retired.
Yeah.
Again, injuries. 113 games, won a World Series MVP, 3 All-Star teams, 7th all-time in strikeout rate at 10.5 per 9. Good career.
Yeah, but we all thought there'd be more.
In most cases, in fact, in all of these, you look down the list, maybe Beckett is the only one that really.
Yeah.
And even Beckett almost, generally the hype, Giants fans will remember Solomon Torres. Remember that name? Ended up being a Pittsburgh Pirate. So excited for it, though.
Yeah, see what he does. I think it's safe. It is the next big thing.
Number 2.
Skenes, because he transferred before his junior year at Air Force, is not required to enlist in the Air Force.
Interesting. Nice nugget, Chris. Thank you. Okay, there you go. I did not know that was a loophole. By the way, I kind of slid that to my kid, to my son a couple weeks ago. He's not thinking about college. I was like, what do you think about the Air Force Academy? He's like, I don't know. I mean, do they feed you? Literally, that was his question. You get free food? Yes, they do, son.
I'll go.
If there's cheeseburgers. Number 2.
Shohei Ohtani's interpreter allegedly wired money to a Real Housewives cast member to cover his gambling debts. Safer out. This story is going to get even weirder.
Oh, that's so safe, dude. This is like, it sounds like something like you had a wheel of story. Okay, Shohei Ohtani, blah, 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 gambling. His interpreter, I'm spinning a wheel here. Real Housewives.
What?
Yeah, what? Apparently, this was like a go-to, go-through, go-between. But yeah, apparently the interpreter wired money to one of the husbands on the Real Housewives, and that got to the bookie. And yeah, it's going to get weirder, dude.
It's already pretty darn weird.
It's really weird.
Yeah. I love this, though. Let's keep it going. Let's do the next layer of this onion.
It's going to be like, it turns out that he ended up betting on the UFC a lot, and Shohei Ohtani is distantly related to Dana White. They grew up together in a small town in Canada. I don't know. What if that happened?
Connect the dots.
For a second, I was like, oh, where's this going?
I know, right? Number 3.
The Giants place Jorge Soler.
What?
I messed up the name.
Oh,
Jorge Soler.
It's Jorge.
I know.
Not George.
I know.
Okay.
That's what upset me.
If you have any other questions about how to pronounce anything like that, just let me know. I'm your guy. Jorge.
The Giants place Jorge Soler.
Can I just say I'd rather have Chris mess up Jorge Soler, which is funny because it's Chris, than have like Kyle if he was filling in for you to be like, Jorge. Okay, dude.
They placed him on the 10-day IL. Safer out. Things just keep getting worse for them.
Kyle's on the 10-day IL.
Yeah, that's safe, dude. I mean, look, they did win yesterday.
Yeah,
they went into that says 2 in a row in Colorado, so they're showing a little bit of
They're
life.
beating the worst team in baseball and doing it well.
They are.
Yeah.
You know what? You got to take care of those. Hey, you got to take care of those 500 teams, below 500 teams.
Right.
Imagine being a competitive team and having struggles with teams below 500. Couldn't be any team I root for. Yeah. But yeah, safe is a tough year so far for the Giants.
Yeah, they just obviously he was going to be a key part of what they were trying to do offensively. So like they've got things adding up against them. Snell hasn't been right. They haven't played that well. What was Bob Melvin's quote the other day? It's like, yeah, at the beginning we weren't playing very well. Now we're playing terribly.
It's a great quote. Well, and now George Soler, as Chris says, he is on the IL. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Knicks go up 2-0, but that ain't the story. A baller move from Indiana.
Baller.
I will explain it. A baller move, as the kids say, because they think something's going on that is sus. We'll talk about that next.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sacktown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer. Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the IMAX experience.
This was a human place. It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it? The combination of groundbreaking visuals and the immersive experience of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen will make this an epic event. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see the next chapter, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Grab your tickets at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today. Across Sacramento, air conditioners are firing up, and with them, power bills are going through the roof. Are you ready for your utility bill to soar even higher next month? Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners save money because going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. We call it the Aztec Paycheck. How big of a paycheck? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much money you'll save every month. Find out how much you'll save now at yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable. Stop paying the power company and start paying yourself. Looking for a deal? Here's a timely offer from Aztec Solar. You can own a solar electric system for just $99.95. Cash price after incentives. Don't waste another dollar. Visit yourpowersavings.com and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumberyard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable, it's straight, it's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Guys, are you ready to give up because you think you've tried everything and you're still dealing with loss of energy, poor sleep, weight gain, and even ED? Revive Men's Health Sacramento has local medical providers that offer low T and ED treatments customized to each patient's unique physical makeup. By working with a specialized compounding lab, personalized treatments are guaranteed, even when generic pills and supplements haven't worked. It all starts with your free comprehensive exam and consultation. Availability is limited. Book today, and for this month only, Revive offers qualified patients a free 1-month supply of personalized ED medication, plus a free ED treatment producing immediate results. The experts at Revive Men's Health Sacramento will work to provide the right treatment for you so you can show up as the best you in all aspects of your life. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or send them a private message at revivemenshealth.com.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich?
Ish.
Du hast mich.
Looks like the Pizza Oven endorsements coming through.
Nice.
We're gonna have to do some, which means we're gonna have a pizza night. I would love to be able to do that in here, but I don't think that. We can always do it outside.
Exactly. You got a big garage out there too.
Yeah, that was open this morning. Every once in a while that happens.
Yeah.
It's weird. Always makes me think like, well, did somebody did we get robbed? Also,
and they're getting a lot of stuff together for Country in the Park.
Yeah, there's a plug in there for cars, for people with electric cars, and nobody parks in there right now. This is how much of not a man I am. I won't do it because I'm afraid of the rats in there. I've seen one.
That's why?
Like, I will go in there and one will just come.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the people.
No, the rats. There's rats in that garage, dude.
Yeah,
and God knows
birds.
what else. Yeah, well, birds are fine.
Oh.
I mean,
Birds
unless
get the rats.
Fine. I just don't want to see a rat alive or dead anywhere near. Just not a fan.
Ever since you got rat flapped?
I got that whole rat flap fiasco. You know, funny enough, I had 2 separate rats growing up as pets. Like, those rats were cool. Those are like house rats. Those are fine. Not wild rats. Wild rats, I have no place for them. And like in New York, where they have the rats that look like beavers.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Speaking of rats, Rick Carlisle thinks the refs are a bunch of rats after this series so far. The Knicks go up 2-0. It has been a pretty fun series. Jalen Brunson's been fantastic.
Their best player, Brunson, 5 to shoot. Brunson drives. Brunson scores. Trying to put the lights out on the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, they did put the lights out. Good win for New York. They go up 2-0. 130-121, despite Tyrese Halliburton's 34, 9, and 6. You just couldn't overcome Jalen Brunson's 29, Isaiah Hartenstein's 14 and 12, Anunoby's 28, though he's hurt. So follow that one. 28 in 28 minutes. And Dante DiVincenzo's 28, Josh Hart, as we talked about earlier, the most underrated player in the NBA. 19 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and a block. But, Jason, it was the story out of this game at the end. Rick Carlisle talking about missed calls.
Couple examples. 5:08 of the third. You know, the whole world knows that Halliburton's got a bad back. And Hart comes up and shoves him in the back. And it's all over Twitter right now because a few people have showed it to me. And JB DeRosa is looking right at it. You can see him. He's got vision of the play, and he shoves Ty right in the corner, and there's no whistle, right in the back. And so that was shocking, you know. And there are many others, but I can promise you that we're going to submit these tonight. New York can get ready; they'll see them too. You know, I'm always talking to our guys about not making it about the officials. But you know, we deserve a fair shot, you know, and it's just not there's not a consistent balance.
There's not a consistent balance.
Didn't he just make it about the officials?
He did.
And the team submitting 78 calls that they say over games 1 and 2.
We're gonna return to that because that's pretty insane. Your point, though, is very valid that he doesn't want to make it about the officials, and he doesn't want the players to make it about the officials, but he just made it about the officials. TJ McConnell, one of the leaders of the team, spoke on that after the game.
I mean, we love Rick showing that type of energy on the court, and unfortunate that he got ejected, but that's not the feeling that we have in the locker room. We're not going to sit here and blame officials. We got to be better. It's just that simple. They smashed us on the boards again tonight and just brought more energy than we did. So we got to fix that.
That's the right thing to say.
Absolutely. I mean, the rebound has been the story of the series. It's really been the story of the Knicks season. They get every important rebound seemingly, and a lot of them are backbreaking offensive rebounds. Where Carlisle, I know Carlisle in the cut you played reference to play with Halliburton in the third quarter.
Yeah.
To me, where I think he first lost his stuff was on the overturned double dribble, and it wasn't a double dribble.
Right. And that's also, they overturned it, even though there's no mechanism to overturn it.
It's a weird premise.
After not overturning the kickball,
right?
Which there's no mechanism. Right. It's a complete. The refs have been a crap show in this series. Let's be honest.
I agree with that. I mean, it's just, you want the right calls. I think they had the wrong call, overturned it without review. It's weird, but I think he was more angry probably about the totality of what happened the other day to this one. It's like, why are we on the wrong end of all of these?
He did talk about submitting the missed calls.
After game one, we always go through the film, and games where it felt like, the whistles weren't balanced, and we pull the clips, and there's a way you can submit them to the MDA office. In the playoffs, when you submit things, the other team sees what you submit. And so there were 29 plays in game one that we thought were clearly called the wrong way. I decided not to submit them because I just felt like, we'd get a more balanced whistle tonight. It didn't feel that way.
Yeah, to me, I don't have as much of an issue about this saying this last night, right? Right after the game, heat of the moment, you got ejected. You're also kind of working for games 3 and 4 now back in your building. But from this point on, I think it needs to be, okay, wait a minute now. We were up 10 on the road at the half. Brunson's in the locker room. We're not sure he's coming back. He does come back. Okay. Yeah. Then OG Anunoby's out, doesn't return. We gave up 130 points to the Knicks, who aren't the most dynamic offense. It's like we couldn't stop them. We got to figure out why when we had all sorts of advantages. I know a lot of people are talking about how maybe Carlisle had some miscues when not playing TJ McConnell a little bit more and some other things. So the grabbing onto the official parts after the game is fine to me. Now it's focusing on, hey, look, you've had leads in both of these games in New York, but you're 0-2. You could still win this series. What do we need to do to figure out how to do that?
Well, the Pacers, to your point, a couple of points I want to back up that you made. The Pacers are plus 19 with TJ McConnell on the court, minus 32 with TJ McConnell on the bench. And last night, Jason, TJ O'Connell in 23 minutes off the bench had 10 points and 12 assists. TJ McConnell did not play in the final 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
That's on Rick Carlisle. The second thing on Rick Carlisle, as we go to break here, he makes a comment on small market teams.
One guy just said he didn't double dribble. But it looked to me like, Tibbs went out there and argued it and they changed it. That's what it looked like. So I can only go by what I see, what I saw. And that's small beans compared to everything else, but small market teams deserve an equal shot. They deserve a fair shot, no matter where they're playing.
So the question there, though, and Carlisle is going to be about 25 or 50 grand lighter in the wallet come today or tomorrow. But he's obviously taken one for the team here. But on one hand, you could push back on, say, yeah, Rick, well, Minnesota and Oklahoma City are 11-0 combined in the playoffs, and they're both smaller markets than Indianapolis. But then you look at Oklahoma City's playing Dallas. Okay, that's a bigger market. But Denver is also kind of a mid-level market as well. It's the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. This is a big deal. I alluded before the break. To me, the baller move is this. So Brian Windhorst and everybody, you mentioned it earlier. They're reporting that the Pacers have submitted 78 missed calls in 2 games, in their opinion. Missed calls in 2 games to the NBA league office. Now, the only way, well, I guess it's one of 2 ways. The only way that Brian Windhorst finds out that there were 78 missed calls submitted is if the Pacers leak it or the league office leaks it. There's no reason for the league office to leak it. So the Pacers leaked this, which I think is an incredibly baller move to do because nobody's going to get fined for that. that carries far more weight than anything Carlisle is going to say, anything coaches say. That should actually be a regular practice where you're leaking to the media. I want to talk to Sam about this. Just leak how many calls you're saying when it's egregious like that. Now, look, I can say relatively certainly there were not 78 missed calls in favor of the Knicks in 2 games. I'm pretty sure there's a little bias in there. But what if there were 10? What if there were 14? And honestly, I guarantee you there's been a call missed or a few calls missed for the Knicks. I want to see that disparity before I really understand the context. I know especially for this market and for people like us, the whole small market thing is out there, but I need context and mathematics.
Yeah, because of all the finals you and I have watched of the Knicks, the Nets, the Clippers, all these big they're there all the time.
Yeah, the Bulls lately.
But look, this is work in the room. This is prepping for games 3 and 4 and trying to get the whistle in those games.
What you're doing in that case, if you're Rick Carlisle, is you're kind of playing the PR game in a sense too, where you're trying to grow suspicion. You're trying to foster suspicion. And when you look at the list, because I'm assuming they also mailed it as well, the list, the book of missed calls they think has got to be this thick. And it makes you think maybe they went to upsizematters.com before they made that call and that submission. My goodness. I don't know how Rick feels, but girth is consistently ranked as the most important attribute for guys. And that's the result of a poll they put out there. Carmichael Dave letting you know that 3 for Madness is next. But in the meantime, I want to talk to you about my friends at upsizematters.com. Dr. Friedlander in Roseville, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, doctors doing these virtually pain-free same-day procedures that are non-surgical and that give you immediate results. Hey, what a way to get ready for the weekend, What are you doing this weekend? I'm getting girthy. Safe, effective, long-lasting. Then you get a free consultation, and then that procedure can be done the same day as your consultation. That's how quick and easy it is. And hey, look, what do you know? Might need to get a new pair of pants. Look, maybe it's an issue. Jesus. Maybe it's an issue for somebody out there. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got it. It's fine. Or maybe you're like, I don't have an issue, but I wouldn't mind stuck my game up. All right. Go to upsizematters.com. Go to upsizematters.com. Read more about it. See the results for yourself. Get your girth on. 30-second break. 3 for Madness next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Sports business. The Kelly brothers.
Good at business.
He's back off vacation, and he will join us here at 7:30. Talk about the River Cats struggling with attendance, and Caleb Williams, no agent. I love it. In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Christopher Law, question 1.
OKC faces Dallas tonight in game 2. The Mavericks win if...
I think the Mavericks win if Doncic and Irving have great games and they're able to kind of tighten up that interior defense. Dallas excels in that interior zone at times when they're on their game. And if you have the ability, look, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's going to do his thing. But if you can keep Chet Holmgren off the boards and outside shooting threes, and Luka and Kyrie do their playoff thing that they can do, I think I have a good chance of winning. Yeah, they lost game 1, but this is a very close game in the third quarter. So I don't. It's not like what Minnesota's been doing. This could be a very good game too.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Luka part too. I was saying yesterday, I don't think he looks quite right. I think he's a little bit banged up, and if he can fight through that and still have an impressive game to go with what Kyrie can do, I think they're a good rebounding team as well. Can maybe do some damage against OKC there. So kind of putting all those elements together, and like we always say, if you get the split, you've got home court back. Like OKC's still in control. They've won 10 in a row going back to the regular season. Got to find a way to cool them off. And if Dallas can win today, then then they get the home court back in their favor.
Well, the series hasn't started yet.
That's right.
Because
It's just
the
1-0.
road team is not won.
Yep.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Boston faces Cleveland tonight in Game 2. The Cavs win if...
I'm not trying to be funny here. The Cavs win if they play their best and the Celtics have a bad game. That's what I think it would take for the Cavs to win. You're going to have Jason Tatum was 6 of 16. Jaylen Brown didn't really show up, and Donovan Mitchell just, and Evan Turner go off. I think the Celtics would have to play mid at best. I think the Celtics cannot play their best and sweep this series. I think they'd have to play average at best to lose a game here.
I'm with you. I think the one thing, and it happens every once in a while to Boston, and for whatever reason, sometimes more so at home, like they'll just have a clunker. And I kind of feel like that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And, it is another NBA team, and certainly Cleveland. I think Cleveland can win a game, but I wouldn't pick it. I just feel at this point, Boston's just clearly the better team. Mitchell was pretty good the other day, but Mitchell needed more help, and they've even got size. You can see some elements that maybe Cleveland could do something, but Boston's too well-rounded. They're just too good.
My trip in here, do I remember, speaking of Jason Tatum being out, wasn't there a game in the playoffs last year where he was like 0 of 87 and then had like 20 or 30 or something in the fourth quarter?
Something like that.
Does that ring a bell with you? He is capable of having clunkers at times, but he's also one of those guys where he could have nothing through 3 and then look out in the fourth quarter. Number 3, speaking of.
Question 3.
Was having Reggie Miller on the call for the Pacers Knicks in MSG a troll move by TNT?
Yeah, this is stupid. I did not like this. Because look, as a Kings fan, if we're in the second round and we're playing the Lakers and Robert Horry's on the call, or Shaq, or rest his soul if Kobe was still around and on the call and was an announcer, I'd hate that. I would hate that. And one of the all-time, and we just went over biggest sports beefs of all time.
Yeah.
And one of them was Spike Lee and Reggie Miller. Now look, I'm not a Knicks fan. I loved it. From that, I understand it's entertaining. I understand the entertainment side of it, but that's a troll job. And if I'm a Knicks fan, I am pissed about that. All the other analysts and teams you have, and you're putting Reggie flipping Miller. Yeah. I love the whole Spike Lee interaction. It's entertaining, and I fully acknowledge it. And as a Kings fan, I'm like, great. But I feel hypocritical if I don't point out. I think that was a kind of a junk move by TNT.
And the Knicks fans, in a playful spirit, when they knew it's kind of like the light the beam chant, they said some special things to Reggie Miller late in the game,
which he didn't understand until Josh Hart came and corrected it. Thanks, Josh.
I know. And then everyone was like, "Hey, Josh Hart swore." It was like, no, he was saying what the fans were saying. But anyway,
which sounds like they were very happy that Reggie Miller was in the building.
Yes,
I think in the end they were.
Yeah,
I think in the end
won.
It worked out.
They got to taunt him a little bit. My other thought on it was unnecessary. Like the whole postseason, we've had Brian Anderson with Stan Van Gundy,
right?
And then now you just throw in Reggie. It just didn't feel like, Reggie's been with Jamal Crawford and Harlan on a bunch of series, and now you just throw Reggie in. Like it did feel like that was a little ploy, right? Like why he hasn't been working that series?
No.
And let's throw him in here.
I think that was the thing the whole time. They wanted to make sure that they got him in
unnecessarily.
I don't know, man. Like I said, it was entertaining to me.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because I don't have a dog in the fight. But if that had happened to my team, I would have been very angry.
If that game was at Indiana last night, did they call him in? I don't think they do. I know that's the team he played for, but I think there's even less reason to bring him in if it's in Indiana.
Yeah, because you're not going to have that same drama.
Right.
They want Reggie Miller in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's fine. I mean,
unnecessary.
Very, very unnecessary. Hey, listen, coming up at 7:43 after Kelly Brothers, we're going to talk about this Patrick Beverley ball throwing incident. Now, he's since, apologized to the reporter for not allowing her to interview him or be a part of the scrum, we should say, because she doesn't subscribe to his podcast. And then he went on his own podcast and was like, I got to be better. We're going to talk at length about that. But here's TNT talking about the incidents.
Meantime, we've talked about Pat Beverley in the course of this series, and you even said, love watching Pat Beverley play.
Yes.
Because he brings energy, brings an edge to the floor
He's tough.
if he doesn't cross the line. But tonight, it appears, we don't know the circumstances, but it certainly appears he crossed the line.
Oh, he hit that lady in the head.
Throws a ball in the stands.
He hit that lady
back, and he fires it back.
Oh, he gone. He gonna get suspended.
Yeah,
Man, he hit that lady in the head.
That'll be next.
Obviously, he was trying to hit that guy. It don't matter who he was trying to hit.
Yeah.
You can't hit no lady ever. Yeah. And then
you can't throw a ball at a fan.
I understand that, but listen, I've done stupid stuff, and and I got criticized. That's just wrong. He gonna get suspended for that, and that's gonna be a good one too, because he didn't do it once; he did it twice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I still think he's.
You said 15.
I said 15. And what was the bet? I think at least 5. I think.
Yeah, it was at least 5 or lower is what I thought.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that because the police are involved now, and what who knows, but you got to think Adam Silver now. This is such a not to everybody. I want to over dramatize it. I don't think this is like Marty McCorley or the Malice in the Palace or any of that stuff. Like, let's not get carried away. But I think by the letter of the law, both NBA and otherwise, it's a big deal. And the one thing Patrick said, though, and again, we'll get into this, is he said he was called a word he's never been called before. And I feel like you got to be a little bit more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's just be real clear before we go to break. I can't think of anything somebody could say worse than calling him the N-word.
Uh-huh.
That's the word we're all thinking.
Sure.
If the guy called him that word, it still doesn't justify what he did. Now, the guy should have been reported, removed, and never been allowed to see another game in that arena ever again, or any NBA arena. Like, that's the move. You don't get to. Now, I'm a big players are humans too.
Right.
And they have a right to defend themselves and to speak up.
And that's right behind the bench. Everybody would have heard that.
That's what I'm saying. I would like some clarification. Because here's the other thing. There are still, unfortunately, places in sports where that disgusting word is used. Let's not leave that open to interpretation and water anything down. Like, I would love to get some clarification. But that's Pat Beverley's business. Either way, it shouldn't affect one way or the other what happens. Other than, again, if that is what happened, I'd love to know about it as part of the public. And I'd love to see that guy who was clearly on camera. I'd love to see him banned for life from the arena, which is at the very least what should happen. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kelly Brothers Sports Business next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of active liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit newnordicusa.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Oh, welcome back.
Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. How was your week off there, Kelly? What'd you do?
It was good. I had some business. I had to visit a few clients who have left the great state of California. But that's a good news too, because I get to go places I've never gone before. I was in Miami. I got to see the run-up to the F1 race there. There is more money in Miami than I ever imagined. You just go down the rows of the boats there, and you can see that. So I got to see that, and then we were in Nashville, and just great to see what sports and venues can do. I mean, there was one night in Nashville where Morgan Wallen played to 65,000 people at Nissan Stadium, and there was a hockey playoff game the same night, and the place was like I said, I just fantasize about this moment in Sacramento sports history where you have the A's playing next May, and hopefully the Kings go deep in the playoffs next May, and you got both going on at the same time, and I just want to see the Tower Bridge fall into the river, given how many people are going back and forth.
Love it.
So it was a good trip.
Well, good to have you back, Kelly. Some news that's out there that's, as a longtime commercial flyer with the Sacramento Monarchs, back working with them when they were here. The days of charter is what we all talked about back then, and now we're talking years and years ago. Well, here we are. The WNBA is advancing. Ratings, women's basketball is all growing, and probably one of their biggest steps, charter flights for the WNBA teams now. That's a pretty exciting moment for them.
I think they just realized they couldn't have Caitlin Clark in position C-17 getting on a Southwest flight every day. So they went to charter flights. It's going to cost the league $25 million a year, but they feel the time is now. They are framing it as a safety issue for the players. I'm not sure that's the case, but it certainly puts them into a new category if you're dropping $25 million a year on charter flights. And it also, obviously, it just feels like a bigger league when that is the case, and a more important league and a more relevant league. So that's a big step. It's a small step in terms of, for most people, but for the WNBA to say we are moving toward all charters for all teams, they're not there yet. They're trying to get there probably by the end of the season. That's a big move, and I think a nice sign of how much growth we've seen in the WNBA.
And I remember reading something. I gotta try to find it, but I want to say it was a year or two ago. One of the owners of one of the teams offered to pay for the whole thing themselves to charter these flights, and the WNBA kind of turned it down because they just didn't want to set a precedent or whatever the hell it was. Now they're instituting it. There's been talk this week on a major sports podcast about, why have it be the Indiana Fever? All the teams should be like the W Pacers, the W this, the W that. And Kelly, what's interesting is that the success and eyeballs on Caitlin Clark and the WNBA, which was already hitting some growth before Caitlin Clark, let's be honest. It's kind of having an interesting side effect. You're hearing a lot more rumbles these days about Vivek Ranadive, with his flirtations with the A's. One of the first things Vivek said when he took ownership of the Kings 12 years ago, was we're going to bring back the Monarchs. And the WNBA commissioner just talked about expansion, I think, 2 days ago, and Sacramento was not on that list. So I think Vivek's going to someone's going to pose that question to him very soon. Why are we not hearing about this? Where are you on it? And you promised you were going to bring back the Monarchs. Where are they?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a little surprised we were not on that list, just given the fact that Vivek had talked about it in the past. But so we'll see. I mean, there is a limiting factor here, and that is Sacramento it's a major metropolitan area, but a study just came out this week, guys, about our reliance on the public sector. That's not a bad thing, but it is what it is. We are the city most reliant on the public sector in the nation, according to the Urban Institute in DC. And what does that mean? That means more than half of our jobs are state, county, city, or in industries that are totally tied to think lobbying industries, that sort of thing. So these are jobs with incredible benefits and in many cases incredible pensions, but they're not jobs that allow for multiple pro sports season ticket packages at the same time. So there are some limiting factors here as well. The other note I wanted to make, Dave, is some of these schools, depending on where they are, some of these schools have chartered for their college basketball teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so you had some of these players who were coming off of charters in college and now going back to Southwest Airlines in the pros, and that didn't look good either.
No.
Well, and I will say this though too, and then we can move on. But for me, it's always been about let me get this right here. I don't think any athletes, male or female, or any league, male or female, should be, it's about getting paid what you're worth, and what is worth. That's always subject to interpretation. And if a league is losing money, then, oftentimes you would see, well, the NBA player is being paid this and the WNBA player is being paid that. And that's not fair. Nope. Let's get some mathematical context there. If the NBA is making God knows how many billions, and the WNBA, whether it's losing money or obviously making less, what I think is fair, Kelly, is I believe NBA players make 51% of BRI or basketball-related income. WNBA players should make 51% of BRI. Now when you get to percentages, that's fair. So in college, I think for the longest time, and perhaps still, I still believe your top programs are more profitable program to program than WNBA teams. And obviously there's growth and TV contracts and a lot to be put in there. But at some point, it's like, how much can the league afford to invest and maintain some form of health? And I'm glad to see what tells me these charter flights is that there's actual numerical evidence now that the WNBA is making money, or at least enough to justify this. And I think that's a really good sign for them.
No, it is. And it goes back to what we talked about the college game. You know, is this really a surge in the interest in women's basketball, or is this Caitlin Clark? And
Right.
that surge will fade. We don't know the answer yet. You hope it sticks, or you hope at least a significant portion of it sticks. We'll find out when Iowa's on TV next year how much of it sticks around. But guys, the other thing I want to mention was, you know, the River Cats, because we talk about kind of the overall capacity of a region to support pro sports teams. You know, the River Cats, attendance-wise, are hurting a little bit. I mean, they're around 5,000 people a game. This is a team that has averaged in the past for a year 10,000 people a game. They're averaging about 5. My inbox was hit with this incredible offer yesterday, $99. You basically get a season ticket from now till the end of the year. So they're doing all they can to promote and get people into the stadium. But it really makes you wonder next year, who's going to be buying River Cats tickets with the A's playing there every week? You know, and now I have no doubt the A's will sell out every game next year. No doubt. But the question is, how much will be left over for interest in the River Cats? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I've always felt, and I don't know if you feel the same way, Kelly, like I think this market gets attached to their teams, but generally I feel like they get attached to whatever the highest level that is. So if you've got the A's here versus the River Cats, I'm with you. I think people are going to go see the A's as opposed to the River Cats.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, let's face it, usually you have a better chance of kind of developing that connection with a team and players when it's a major league team. AAA players are coming and going all the time. So it's hard to – the roster at the beginning of the year looks very different than the roster at the end of the year.
Right.
But I just hope that there's a way to make sure that the River Cats are cultivated and get enough of a showing so that at least if the A's do indeed eventually go to Vegas, we still have something left at the end.
Well, the funny thing is that Vivek Ranadive is bringing in a major league team owned by somebody else to play rent-free in his stadium that he owns, and having his team that he owns now compete with a major league stadium or a major league team for disposable income in dollars, as you said, to the tune of, 70, 80 games a year. There's got to be something else behind that. I'd be really interested to see the nuts and the bolts of the deal, Kelly, because, again, it's rent-free, and it's like imagine you own a restaurant that serves cheeseburgers, and you allow Morton's to come in and serve steaks out of your kitchen for the same price or a similar price as your cheeseburgers. What the hell are you doing?
It is the A's, so let's just say Sizzler. No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, that's a great point. That's a great point. My God, you're right.
And I will say this. I always want to see the best in people. I will just say thank you to Vivek for making the deal, because at least Sacramento as a city gets to show ourselves to be worthy of a major league team, and I think we will. So, but you're right. There's got to be something else here. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm very happy he's taken the leap of faith there. But I just hope there's a way to, and let's face it, you could move the River Cats to Sac City and have 2,500 people a night, and as long as with loud, boisterous crowds, and that would be great. That would be just fine. I actually still find it hard to believe they're going to play both teams there in the heat of summer. Yeah. I'm not sure the field, how the field takes that. So anyway.
Kelly, in our final minute, just one thought. Why is Caleb Williams the top pick going to start his career without an agent?
That's a great question, but he's doing without an agent. Now, listen, even though it's not like you go in there with a yellow pad if you're Caleb Williams and say, okay, here's what I mean. I'm sure that whatever he comes up with, and we know that NFL draft picks, there is a very specific slot of where you're going to fit years. It's all a little bit of that is preordained, or most of that is preordained, and he will certainly have the contract, I'm sure, looked at by an attorney. But he doesn't see the need to pay an agent, 4%, 5%, whatever it is. So anyway, I hope he's making the right choice here. And of course, let's face it, for a lot of these guys, their football contract is just one small piece of their overall incoming income, given the endorsements and the NIL money he's been receiving and everything else. But he's going to do it without an agent. So.
And we got a break, but I don't know why they all don't do that. As you said, they're preordained. You can spend $1,000 on an attorney to look over a contract versus 3% that you're giving of that contract for a guy to come in and say, "Oh, here's the deal." Okay, thank. He basically, his job is to rip pages off a fax machine, and you get 3%. It's a good deal, Kelly.
Harkening back to Jerry Maguire, I love it.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Kelly. As always, welcome back.
You
Good
too.
to see you.
Thanks,
We'll talk
man.
to you.
See you next week. Peace
All
out,
right,
brothers.
take care. That's Kelly Brothers Sports Business. We'll take a break. When we come back, one more note on that Caleb Williams deal, and then we'll get into the Patrick Beverley incident. The police are on the scene. We'll talk about that next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
Get a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to keep that 24/7 lasting freshness safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji.
My Old Spice is missing! No!
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder. Thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Speaking of, this makes me think of it. It's concert week, Jason.
Sure is.
And we've given away not one, but 2 pairs so far. Coming up at
I think we've given away 3 pairs.
Have we given away 3? Oh, that's right. Sorry.
NKOTB.
They're coming?
That was yesterday's concert.
Really? Remember that song No More Games by New Kids on the Block?
Yeah.
No more games, boys. So what you saying? Peep the deepness because Donnie ain't playing. Witness the quickness as I kick this. I'm on a mission to listen as I dismiss all the other families by taking a stand because we're 5 bad brothers from the Vegan Town land. Yeah, my sister.
Go outside, nerd.
Played
Get
that
out.
song
Go.
nonstop. And by sister, I mean me. New Kids on the Block were huge for a minute.
Yeah, they were.
Huge. Who's the kid with the black hair? Jordan?
Okay.
I think wore the Batman shirt.
Jordan and Joey
and Donnie.
And then I don't know the other
And now
two.
Donnie is Mark Wahlberg's brother.
Yeah.
Although, is it bad that my memory of Donnie Wahlberg is the guy with issues in The Sixth Sense?
Or the guy with issues in Saw?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't see Saw.
I didn't see Saw.
You didn't see Saw?
I didn't see Saw.
No,
Love
I did.
Seesaw.
Well, we've given away not 1, not 2, but 3 pairs. We keep going up, and the pairs we're giving away, I'm going to take you even higher. Can I?
Yeah.
Can I take you higher?
Please do.
Coming up at 8:43, promotions would not let me snake these, so they're yours. We've got Creed tickets to give away.
You take me higher.
Hey, you can go on YouTube and see their boat performance from last week.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Raced.
I get bat flapped on the boat.
Get bat flapped on a boat. Oh, I got to do this since we're going to get into this Patrick Beverley stuff. This has nothing to do with that. Yesterday on the program, I was tuning in as I always do to the Drive Guys, and Kyle's on vacation. And I just want to say, Emil was our good friend. Emil was guest hosting, I think, with co-hosting with our friend Whitey Gleason. And I just want to say, Emil, most of us have been there before, buddy, and I got your back. Listen to this clip.
We're seeing it also in Kansas City where there was a ballot measure that just failed where there were the teams.
It's very important to remember here that Whitey is talking about the ballot measure in Kansas City and how it just failed. Just keep that in mind.
Chiefs and the Royals were asking for public funding, and people said, nope, we're not doing that. So fans around the country, it seems like, are less likely now to just give billions of free money to teams so they can build their stadiums and then charge us to go watch games in the stadium that we helped them build.
Look at what's happening right now in Kansas City with the Chiefs.
Exactly.
Same thing.
I wish I mentioned that. We're seeing it.
Okay, first off, hat tip to Whitey.
Yeah.
Just off the top. He's got that wit like you do, just off the top. He's like, I wish I'd said that.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm weirdly enough going to stand in front of my guy, Emil, not a snack Emil. Look, I say this because I've been there before. Was it a Sam interview a few months back? Here's what happens, and you shouldn't do it, but like your co-host asks a question, the question's getting answered, and then maybe you're thinking of your next question, or you want something to back up what you're going to say mathematically, and sometimes we don't pre-script our questions. So sometimes the interview may go a certain way and you want to chase something down. So you're on there researching different things while the person's asking and or answering the question, or maybe you're just in a chat fight with people on YouTube. Either way, and then I don't know what you asked Sam, but you asked him something, and then I'm like, oh, and I don't think it was directly after that. I think it was a few questions later. Then I'm like, hey Sam, what about the dirt? And you gave me this weird look, and I realized instantly, oh God, Jason asked this question. It's the worst feeling, but we've all done it. And by we all, I mean me. So
you're going to stand in front of a
I'm
meal?
I'm standing in front of a meal, but that is just, I mean, it doesn't give, that's pretty, he did all soliloquy on Kansas City's ballot measure. And then Emil's like, well, yeah, and look what happened in Kansas City. And then Whitey, God bless him. Yeah,
the impact of a meal.
What?
The impact of a meal.
That's a great point.
Great point.
Also, this would be a good tease for a segment, but there's not enough to build this segment because the tease would be this, Jason. And coming back next, Dan Snyder did something nice. We'll tell you more about that with an asterisk coming up after this. Like, that's a pretty good tease, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just teased it. Now I'm about to tell you. Dan Snyder has listed his Potomac, Maryland home for sale at $50 million. He then reduced it to $35 million. But now, according to the Wall Street Journal, Dan Snyder is donated to the American Cancer Society. What? I know you're waiting for the other hammer to drop, right? It will allow Snyder to deduct the home's appraised value from his taxable income. So there's a financial benefit. I know Chris is over there going, nah, but just
still did it.
I don't purport to know everything about tax code, but let me just put it this way. The write-off he's going to get and the financial thing he's going to gain off of this, although he will, it's not going to approach what he could have gotten had he just sold the house outright.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in a weird way, it's a nice thing that Dan Snyder did. What the hell is going on here? What's next? Sam's going to be the cool kid?
Sam is the cool kid.
He is the cool kid. He's coming up next. We'll get to this Patrick Beverley stuff later. It's evergreen, if you will. Yeah, we're going to talk to Sam. Domantas Sabonis showing up in both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year categories. Wonder if Sam was behind that. Probably not. The playoffs going on right now and so much more. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. Sam Amick joins us next.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, and after a comfortable morning, expect less wind in the forecast for today. We'll have winds out of the northwest about 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunny skies and highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chrysler's It's the Season sales event?
We're sad to say goodbye to the last of the new gas-powered 2023 Dodge Challenger and Chargers, but we're sending them out in style. Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on the very last of the new 2023 Dodge Chargers and Challengers in stock. GT or SXT, you pick, starting at just $24,350.
It's hard to believe this is really the end.
Yep, once they're gone forever. Don't wait and miss your chance because there's only a few left, and with savings like this, they won't last long.
Hurry in before they're gone or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HoblettDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,500 total net savings after 8,500 factory rebates and 4,000 dealer discount. 10th of this net savings, 24,350 net price on new 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT after 8,530 factory rebates and 5,470 dealer discounts. Sample VIN 648401. See dealer for details.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
My father was a career United States Air Force pilot, and Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many others did for our country. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Right now at the annual Memorial Day sale, everything in the store is on sale. Everything. You'll save 10 to 25% on all living rooms, to sofas, to sectionals, to dining rooms, to bedrooms, to home offices, and so much more. Everything is on sale right now at Naturewood Home Furnishings Memorial Day sale. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available for you at savings from 10 to 25% at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishing, off Highway 50 in Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with
Joining us right now, we got Jason. I don't know. We don't have an alarm or anything. We have a breaking news theme. Do we have a new hairstyle coming from our good friend from The Athletic?
No, I just don't feel like getting ready for you.
Oh, I mean, I was wondering. I'm like, did Sam not come in? And then I'm looking at it. It looks coiffed. It looks okay. Maybe not now.
Maybe not
All
that
right. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. I'm gonna. It's a perfect segue because Dave, you just called me off air.
I did.
And I just figured, I thought that your YouTube channel would make my face famous. That's kind of the only reason I'm here.
Okay.
But, I got roasted on the internet last couple of days for this interaction with Anthony Edwards, and the best part is getting reminded that nobody knows what I look like because there's all these tags with people saying reporter. I have nothing in my mentions. I don't know why I would highlight this, but
yeah.
I just so now I figured, why do I need to comb my hair?
Yeah, good point.
And I love y'all, but nobody's watching.
Right. Exactly. Gee, wow. That was awesome.
And that's it for Sam today.
From the top rope. If you're wondering, we'll get him though here. If you're wondering, let's give you some context.
We were helping him pump his pole before.
We were, and we're going to help him even more now. Here's Sam Amick in Minnesota, in Denver, asking Anthony Edwards the now infamous question here.
Hey, you talked in that Phoenix series a lot about the way you saw Kevin
and how that motivated you. And at your age, it's got to be fun to see all these OGs right in front of you. Is there anything like that in this series? Like, what's your...
Nah, these guys 3-4 years older than me, man. Yeah.
I mean, now, let's just say, like, we'll do this movie style. Had that been the end of the question line, no issue. Sam said, "Have you seen the? You can play with some of these OGs. How cool is that?" And Anthony says, "No, he had his answer." But then Sam decides to double down a little bit.
I mean, Jamal been around for a minute. Is that a guy that you've been tracking at all?
Nah, hell no. Like I said, he what is he? 27. I'm finna turn 23, dog. Yeah, KD 36, 35. Yeah, come on, man. There's no disrespect to Jamal. I don't know what you're trying to start, but yeah, he's not at all.
Okay, so that was the thing. Well, Jamal, the whole thing seems to be, and by the way, this is the perfect show to break all of this down. Nobody more expert on things than us. We're the perfect people to do this. So it comes down to, is calling Jamal really? I mean, seriously. Okay.
It was Anthony Edwards.
That's the say it again.
It was Anthony Edwards.
Yes, it was Anthony Edwards. So
it was actually somebody calling to give me a hard time about this interaction.
Well, we're all having a blast with it. And as Sam alluded to, some of my favorite comments that I've highlighted here. Let's see. You can tell this is a Denver reporter trying to hype Jamal Murray up. The reporter is trying to use words he thinks are cool. Oh, here's one. It's Sam Amick, one of the best national NBA reporters out there. Well, that's nice. But it seems the main controversy here is referring to Jamal Murray as an OG, and did Sam make a mistake? Well, I've done some research, and I present this without comment. First off, for those of you out there, what is an OG? Well, what's the definition? I go to dictionary.com. OG, short for original gangster, is a slang term for someone who's incredibly exceptional, authentic, or old school. It is used now as a general term to praise someone who is an expert at something. So let's break that down. Is Jamal Murray incredibly exceptional? I think so. Is he authentic? Yes. Is he somebody who's an expert at something? Yes. But that's not the issue. Is he old school? So I go back to Google and Reddit, which is really where you should get all your information. How old do you have to be, or what kind of experience do you have to qualify as an OG? Well, it says between 30 and 35 for women and 35 to 40 for men. But it also says anyone with 15 to 25 years of experience in any field of study, practice, or service should be considered an OG. So finally, Jamal Murray came out of Kentucky at 19. This is his 8th season in the NBA. He missed one when he hurt his ACL. Now, if you add in Kentucky, now we're up to 10 years of experience. And then, of course, you have high school, which is 14. I'm pretty sure he played in junior high. I think technically by the letter of the law, Sam, he meets all the requirements possible. So I'm wondering if you're expecting an apology.
I am, but in the spirit of Jamal Murray, there's not a lot of apologies in this Nuggets-Wolves series.
Right. That being said, all fun aside, how fun is Anthony Edwards to cover? Like, seriously, charisma seems to drip out of this guy's pockets. Everyone is just giving him his flowers, and they're so well due. How fun is it as a reporter to know that pretty much you can ask him, well, as you experienced, you can ask him just about anything, and you may have the greatest soundbite of the day on your hands.
No, I do love it. It's funny. I haven't thankfully run into this often, but we all know the internet, so, for lack of a better way of putting it, and the internet sucks in terms of, like, that gets clipped. What doesn't get shown is the next 3 minutes. I had been told by Timberwolves PR, excuse me, in previous conversations, as I tried to learn about Anthony as a guy, that, like, he'd been getting better with the media, but that he is suspect of any reporter that he doesn't know. Like, this is something that I had already been kind of warned about, not in a negative way, but just trying to understand his personality. So that helped, because after this little moment, I was laughing at myself in my head, like, all right, whatever, let's go take two. And we ended up having like 3 more questions that went really well, and he gave a good session. And I will always pick substance and style over, cliches and boring sound bites. So he is a very interesting guy. You can see his mind working, because the reality is that basketball wise, his star is rising at an incredible rate right now. And he's, with that, you are figuring out how to catch up with the world that comes with it, if that makes sense. But no, the guy's a lot of fun to cover so far.
And you were there. So were you there for game 2, Sam?
Yeah, that was the funny part, Jay, is like this happened on Friday.
Okay.
I think Complex Sports is, thanks a lot, Complex.
That's exactly the one that got it.
Here's the best part, and I got to get to the bottom of this, is the guy who just called and interrupted your radio show.
Yeah.
I think he has ties to the guy at Complex. I think his brother's one of the top guys. So I'm about to call and say, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
But yes, go ahead, Jay. I interrupted.
So I'm thinking, so you were there for game 2. Like that to me there's been so many different storylines in the playoffs, but going in, it was already, okay, wow, Minnesota won game 1. Edwards was great. Game 2, oh man, Gobert's going to be out. Hey, still they got 1-1. They'll be that's still a good situation. But the way they played, again, we're caught up in the last thing we saw. But Sam, that was one of the best things I've ever seen watching it on TV. Defensively, you were there without Gobert too. Like, how stunning in person was what Minnesota doing to Denver to you when you saw that live?
Incredibly stunning. I mean, here's the first thought that comes to mind. I don't know that I've ever seen this before. I'm sitting on press row. It's a little bit removed. It's like top of the lower concourse seat. It's not a bad seat, but you're not on the floor. And there's a security guard or an usher standing behind press row, an older man. And I understand that, just because you're an usher doesn't mean that you're not also a fan. You live in Denver. You want the Nuggets to win. Like, this guy was screaming and yelling as if he had spent $5,000 on a ticket, and he's yelling at the refs, and he's literally screaming about how the game is rigged, which I thought was a funny look, like for a team employee. But it spoke to the level of frustration in the building and what the Timberwolves were doing to the defending champs, not only X's and O's wise, but honestly, like spiritually, their souls. Like I like the Nuggets group a lot. This is not a good couple of days for the Nuggets group. They are not carrying themselves like champions. I'm not trying to be corny about it, but like that does come with it. And Jamal, I'm sitting here having my breakfast talking to my younger son, and both you guys can relate to this. We just had the good old talk about sportsmanship and class and how it doesn't matter how successful you are. These are lessons that are, part of the experience all the way through, and how Jamal is a guy that I personally have really enjoyed covering and have done some good stuff with. And for him, I'm just, I'm disappointed that he's handling this situation this way. And we'll get into those details, but, it's reflective of what the Timberwolves are doing to Denver right now. I mean, they're just absolutely dominating them.
Sam Amick of The Athletic joining us. Do we have you to thank for the Defensive Player of the Year and MVP votes for Domantas Sabonis? If so, congratulations.
Yeah, that was wild. I mean, I was Mr. Sabonis should be on the All-Star team. I think I had him third team All-NBA. That's good. But that was quite a thing. I mean, listen, man, if the players, not to get defensive, but, players vote for the All-Star voting and they have a vote, like they always have wild votes among the player selections. Like, I guess it's just like the human, imperfection reality. Like reporters are going to have some wild votes as well. But yeah, that was something.
By the way, just real quick, I noticed, I don't know if this is on all of them or most of them, but one of them was like 99 votes. Do you have any idea why it's not 100, or did somebody get sick or like not mail in their vote? Do you have any clarity on that?
No, I mean, maybe it's just like a drop down menu. Maybe they messed it up.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good answer.
So Sam, on the MVP part, that does go to Joker. Not a huge surprise. Third time though in 4 years. We debate whether he could have 4 in a row. We all talk legacy. He's now gone to a special area of 3-time MVPs. What do you think this kind of thing now does for him when you're talking about the greatest players of the league?
Yeah, I mean, he was already, there. I forget where he landed. We have our NBA top 75 list that we did last year, and he was pretty high on that list, and he's only getting higher. I don't think this series is just a reminder that when it comes to, the question of how to stop the Joker, the Lakers kind of were the first team to really do it in the bubble back in 2020 when they threw Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis at him in waves, because even though he is actually stronger than people realize, more physical than people realize, finesse is part of his game, and he needs to see passing lanes and he needs to see the rim. And when you are just beating him up and then getting the benefit of the whistle, which is very physical right now, then you're going to see Joker, not prevail every single time. But amazing player, fantastic year. I feel just fine about my vote. I don't think it's one of those years where it's going to be an indictment. It's always, I forget the numbers, guys, but it's been a while since the MVP, was still in a good place in the playoffs when the award was announced, if that makes sense. Like typically they're either eliminated already or well on their way. So it's always a bit of an awkward time for the guys who win it.
I must be looking at your 2022 NBA top 75. I imagine that's changed because I got to like number 51. And I still hadn't seen the Jokic. I was trying to basically help you out on that.
Well, keep going and I'll see if I can. We're actually doing the follow-up. They're doing a top 100 book based on all that work. We kind of rewrote a bunch of the stories, and I don't even know, to be honest, if we've announced that yet, but look out for that.
Well, there you go. Second straight media screw up for Sam this week. Hey, I know what I wanted to ask you when you came on. Okay. No pretext, guys. I'm just going to ask him straight up and hope he wasn't listening. Sam Amick, give me the over-under on games, if at all, suspended for Patrick Beverley. And let me just going to say, I went in hard on a minimum number, and the guys kind of pushed back on it. And I just want to see where you fall, because I've got $1,000 to charity on the line for this one.
I mean, I guess I'll go with my stream of consciousness, which was 5.
Thank God. Okay, that is on the nose. I said he's going to get at least. I actually think it'll be more. I said that.
You said 15.
Didn't I say he'll? But didn't I say
we said 5 or less?
Jason and I said 5.
Wait a minute, hold on.
You said 15.
Wait, I know I said 15, but what was I thought I said he's going. Didn't I say he'll get at least 5 for the donation to charity, or did I say it had to be 15? No, I'm asking.
You said more than I. To be fair, I think you said it's got to be more than 5.
Yeah.
And if it's not more than 5,
we'll have to go. Well, yeah. I want to honor that, obviously, so we'll have to go back in here to get. Sam, I was thinking, like, because you got previous incidents. You had the Chris Paul push in the back. Then you have the way he treated the reporter with the podcast afterwards. And now you have so you have all those qualifications, which we know have been used for Draymond Green before. And then maybe I'm overthinking this, but the only team worse to do this to would be the Pistons. You're doing this, in the Palace or the old Palace. You're doing this against Indiana, which shouldn't matter. I get it, but just the optics of the whole thing. And look, I get it. It's a basketball. But by the letter of the law, you assaulted 2 fans, one of which a lady in the side of the head. Like, am I overreacting saying I feel like this is something? First off, if David Stern was alive, the dude would probably be out half the year. Secondly, that Adam should react pretty strongly to.
Yeah, I think so. Now, granted, I'm admittedly biased. I have chosen to not interact with Pat for like 2 years now, because he is notoriously rude to media. And I've never run into it, but it just bothers me. I was not surprised with any of this stuff. I just don't like the way he carries himself, and not to make it about the media, but it is. I'll be totally honest with you guys. I kind of love the fact that throughout the regular season, there's just a handful of guys. There's a handful of guys who just do kind of treat media like garbage, and it doesn't really get the public's attention during the regular season because the attention is not at the level that it is in the playoffs. It's going to sound, like I'm putting salt in their wound here, but like I kind of love the fact that in the playoffs, guys are getting reminded that like the relationship does actually kind of matter between the media and the players. And these tough moments are going to happen. And then the reporters who are human are going to have to decide how they characterize certain things, and do we give you a break? Do we not? And, again, even to take it back to the Jamal thing, and again, if somebody somehow didn't see it, Jamal throws a heat pack on the court and also throws a towel and does the money sign at the referees. Rudy Gobert got $100,000 for doing the money sign on its own. Jamal did 3 different things and got a $100,000 fine. Mike Greenberg of ESPN, I was just watching right now, like very large platform, millions of people watching. And Greenberg just absolutely eviscerated Jamal Murray this morning. And again, Jamal's a guy that I like, but in terms of just the that concept of, paying attention to the way you're portrayed and handling yourself a certain way, it should matter all the time. And guys kind of in the playoffs, they get reminded sometimes in harsh ways.
Yeah. We're also witnessing, we just saw game 2 last night, Sam, in the East of the Pacers and the Knicks. There was controversy in game 1. Last 2-minute report reflected that. The Pacers last night lose again. Rick Carlisle gets ejected, and apparently, reportedly, they've submitted, 78 questionable calls over 2 games, which maybe isn't even the entirety of their point, but just to show, hey, look, where's the love that what are we missing out on here?
Right.
What's your belief on kind of the way the Pacers are handling it, the perception of officials in the league, and just kind of involved in this series?
It's one thought, Jay, is like, man, I don't know the whole crew at that New York game, but I did notice Mark Davis, and I was like, man, Mark is having himself a couple of days here.
Yeah.
Mark was one of the officials at game 2, where you had Michael Malone just screaming in his face, and Mark doesn't tee him up. So a lot of intensity and controversy in that game. And then, of course, again last night. I don't know. I mean, I think Rick made a mistake, Rick Carlisle, in going down the small market road, and acting like that was a factor here. Like others have pointed out, Oklahoma City and Minnesota are dominating on their side of the bracket. So I don't think, the logic holds up there. And yes, the Knicks are a great story, but the reality is the Knicks are a far more physical team than the Pacers, and that's helping them right now. So I get it. The refs in general are a major storyline right now because the league has kind of unofficially decided to go back to like 80s basketball. Josh Hart shoving Tyrese Halliburton with two hands in the back, like the type of thing you can see from 50 feet away, and there's no whistle. So, you're seeing the frustration.
And there's a factor here too, and that is which we haven't really seen in a long time. The Knicks are relevant, and with the Knicks are at the center of quite a few conspiracy theories over the years, starting with the Ewing frozen envelope. But I got to imagine if this was Indy versus Orlando, we're not having these conversations as much.
No, every time it's a New York or a Lakers, not a Clippers, but a Lakers.
Well, the Lakers is true though.
I forgot who I was talking to.
Sam, just going back to can I go back real quick to the we talked about Patrick Beverley. You kind of dovetailed into Jamal Murray.
Yes,
I just want to go back to that. Like, can you stand in front of the NBA in any way? I can't help but think if the Nuggets were up 2-0, that Murray, how do you throw multiple things on the court? Again, we didn't want to over dramatize the Patrick Beverley's ball throwing, but both are potentially very dangerous and highly, highly against the rules. I understand, by the way, I thought the fine was about double what he was going to get. And I feel like this is the NBA saying, all right, you're down 2-0. We don't want to make this a part of the series. We're just going to double the fine we would have given you. And again, I think I saw the numbers. It's 3/10 of what his salary is. So whatever. Do you feel like the NBA missed the mark on suspending him, or can you stand in front of them?
No, I think they missed the mark. I mean, I said that night that I thought it would just be a fine.
Yeah.
But that is also, I didn't know at the time that he also threw a towel and that he did the money sign. So I was only
wow.
I was reacting to just the heat pack. And then, you add into it the fact that Jamal has not spoken to the media after either of the 2 games in this series. And now the first one was just, he broke a rule. The second one, he broke a rule again, but then also, failed to respond to the controversy of the night and the thing that he had done. And then, he gets in front of the cameras yesterday and was pretty defiant and kind of gaslighting reporters. So, no, I mean, I think a suspension would have been in order. And, I mean, Adam Silver's done a lot right in this league, but discipline and kind of having the iron fist like David Stern used to is typically not one of them. There have been moments,
right.
But typically that's not part of the profile.
Sam, obviously we're talking about all the playoff teams. Non-playoff team in Charlotte hired a new coach in Charles Lee. Lakers did make the playoffs, but they're looking for a coach. What are you hearing about their coaching search?
And is Vogel going to leave? Just let me throw that in there too. I know that's on the horizon.
Yeah, I don't have clarity on Vogel. It feels like Matt Ishbia, the Suns owner, is going to have a tough call there because, even at our place, Shams Charania had reported some tough stuff on the dynamic between the players and Vogel. So that's something they've got to analyze. Charles Lee is a longtime assistant who's been involved in a lot of head coaching searches and, finally getting his chance. I do find it ironic. It's the same type of path. He used to work with Darvin Ham in Milwaukee as part of Mike Budenholzer's staff. So we'll see if Charles fares better than Darvin did and lasting only 2 years. The Lakers coaching search, there's a lot of names right now. I don't know exactly if they've sat in front of anybody yet, but to me, rather than going down the entire list, I will say the one that I find the most interesting and unique is the idea that JJ Redick's candidacy is real. And, I think he's a super bright guy and it would be interesting, but it's also just funny to me that, the chess not checkers component of JJ starting a podcast with LeBron James, within the past couple months, it feels like, is this kind of something they've been working on the side? I don't know. But a lot of names as part of that coaching search as well.
Are you willing to confirm or deny that if extension talks don't go anywhere with Mike Brown's agent, that the Lakers might make overtures to him? I'm just starting crap. I'm just starting stuff.
I was like, damn.
I'm just starting stuff. I'm just
Mike's had a very good couple of years. I don't know that Mike's Laker history.
He doesn't want any part of that.
Hire Jeannie Buss to hire him again.
You go from Sacramento to that's like going from swimming to walking on Legos. Wouldn't want to. Well, like swimming, there's no resistance. Walking on Legos, ow. All right. Thanks.
Just envision like a pool that like the worst possible type of flooring for a pool.
Yeah, like those concrete ones that hurt your feet when you die. Yeah, I'm with you, Sam. Last thing, we got a break. Sam, would you agree? I don't know. I was thinking about this since the beginning of the interview. Are Jason and I OGs? By the letter of the law, we are, aren't we?
It's like past OGs. You're like the next phase.
Wow. Oh, like washed. Double. Yeah. There's OG, there's double OG, and there's washed.
And since you decided to roast me today, Dave, and I know we got to go.
Oh, God.
I'm just going to leave you with this, and it's courtesy of our friend, Neighbor John, who texted me. He says, just remember, you've never introduced Pete Rose as the home run king on your radio show.
Yeah. And thanks, John. I saw that on the text line. Thanks, John. Thanks. The area code 408 on John's phone number. You guys figure out the rest of the numbers and crank.
I'll get there eventually.
Sam, you're the best. Appreciate it. Love you on Twitter. Looking forward to more young reporters out of Denver asking silly questions. Have a great week.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. That's Sam. Amick. We'll take a break. Hey, listen, when we come back, Nikola Jokic wins the third MVP, and we'll give you a little more context since we didn't earlier on the police now poking around on the Patrick Beverley incident we spoke on. In the meantime, I want to help you save some money before we go to break. So I'm going to talk to you about my friends in American Energy. And I'm going to see them tomorrow. In fact, why am I in a golf shirt today? Because I haven't played since Christmas break. So I'm going to go see my guy Tom Morton today, get a little lesson. Because, you don't want to go out in front of your friends. And I do consider the American Energy guys friends. I want to go out there and just... I'm going to stink it up no matter what, but really stink it up. We'll see. We'll report on that on Monday. But I know we're going to be talking about all these rebates from SMUD, from PG&E that American Energy can help you with, up to $9,000. And they do all the paperwork. They do it all. So easy, so simple. You're going to save money on the energy bills. You're not going to deal with those spikes like you see from PG&E every summer. And you get an ultra-high efficiency comfort system, brand new. American Energy is providing those rebates and spring specials just by installing one of the many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. So get rid of those bills, the fluctuating ones, that is, and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Here's the deal, what they'll do for you. They'll come out and they'll perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. Hit that post, 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Nikola Jokic, three-time MVP. Where does that stack up with everyone else? What has he done that nobody else hasn't? Well, it's something. What is it? We'll sit through the break. We'll tell you next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SackdownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, and after a comfortable morning, expect less wind in the forecast for today. We'll have winds out of the northwest about 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunny skies and highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard, aired by the California Broadcasters Association and this station.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, the A's vastly improved play this year has certainly been noticed around baseball. Mason Miller was named the American League Reliever of the Month for March and April. And by the way, no runs allowed in April. And Brent Rooker is the most recent Player of the Week, a week that featured 2 homers in 1 inning against the Miami Marlins at the Coliseum.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Sunrise Marketplace invites you to the region's best backyard hangout on May 18th, featuring craft breweries, home brewers, food trucks, games, live music, and more. Use discount code BREW24 for $5 off general admission tickets now at shopsmp.com and help support Citrus Heights Heart and Citrus Heights Rotary.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
This song, by the way, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, part of the Kendrick-Drake beef, is breaking like every record. Streams in a day, debuting number one, da-da-da-da-da. Congratulations. By the way, one note for you real quick. Speaking of OGs, it was this day 40 years ago that my mom came and got me at school for a doctor's appointment. But being the cool mom that she was / is, remember, everybody, Mother's Day this Sunday, I did not have a doctor's appointment. What I did have was a mom who had agreed as a late half birthday present. Yep, that's right. I could celebrate half birthdays. She took me to the Cinedome Theaters on Greenback and 80 to watch Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
No. Raiders of the Lost Ark?
No. Temple of
Raiders
Doom.
of the Lost Ark was like 81.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is
you're playing.
Yeah, I'm just playing the theme. Yeah. The 40 years ago today.
Wow.
Temple of Doom. Now, it's funny. I'll nerd out for a second, and then we'll go back to Nikola Jokic. Never really thought about this before, but George Lucas involved in both the Indiana Jones movies and the Star Wars movies, which is what he's most known for. Steven Spielberg, obviously, with Indy Jones, who was originally supposed to be played by Tom Selleck, by the way. I know we talked about that. But the similarities between the Star Wars movies and the Indy movies are actually kind of interesting when you think about it. So, for example, and this is always subject to opinion, but generally the highest rated of the original trilogy in Star Wars is The Empire Strikes Back. That's on every poll. That's the number one movie. And in Indiana Jones, pretty much every poll you see out there, it's Temple of Doom.
No way.
No, it is. It is. It's the same thing. It's like and both also.
I've heard it's always like the dark one that nobody wants to talk about.
So no, it both, and that's more similarities now. Empire Strikes Back and Temple of Doom both are considered the darkest of the series. Now, I would argue the most watchable of the Indiana Jones movies, the most rewatchable, is Last Crusade, the one with Sean Connery.
Really?
Yeah, that
I think it's the original.
So
That's my favorite.
I love what, the original or
the
Last Crusade?
Yes.
A ton of people love Last Crusade. But you could argue the original is the best one. I think Temple of Doom's the best one. I understand the argument there, but it's also like, dude, Temple of Doom was like guys beating hearts out in front of you. Like most of these were like lighthearted. And then you get to the sequels and everybody just craps all over the sequels, whether it's Star Wars or whether it's Indiana Jones. They just absolutely crap all over them. It's a lot more prevalent with Star Wars where, again, pretty much every fan poll has Empire. I've seen polls with both Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. I don't think I've seen any that have Raiders #1.
Really?
But they're also good. But then also it's weird because then you get to the Rocky trilogy. A lot of people say Rocky's the best one. Rocky 1.
My theory on that one is it's when you were,
yeah.
And our separation in age is a little bit
Sure.
you, and then you, but you guys land on Rocky 4.
Yeah, we did.
And I feel like that's like it's
You're
Rocky
3.
Yeah.
Right.
But then other people are like 3, it's 2 or 1. And I'm like, or I don't know that it's people after 4, but maybe.
See, I feel like Rocky 4, Last Crusade, and Return of the Jedi are all 3 to me. Again, it's subjective. Those are the most rewatchable films, but not the best. I fully admit 4 is not the best Rocky movie. 3 is not the best Indy movie. And Return of the Jedi is not the best Star Wars movie. But I've seen Return of the Jedi, Last Crusade, and Rocky 4 easily, probably twice as much as the other movies.
I would say my favorite Rocky movie is Creed.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Like, is it a different thing? It's kind of a
How? How's it?
I get that it's not, but it is. Like Rocky is Rocky, and I understand Rocky's in Creed, but like it's Creed. Like I feel like it's its own little like exit off the freeway, like in Creedland. You've got like Creedland over here, and it's got like its own thing. But Rocky's like the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
And then Creed
is the new development over there.
Right. Creed's like the new development, super nice. Yeah. Everyone was like, I don't know if I'm going to like living here. And then they watch and like, oh, I do kind of like living here. It's nice. It's refreshing. Yeah. Oh, and hey, look, here's the guy from the Turnpike visiting. Hey, hey. That was my Rocky. Hey, Adrian.
I was giddy coming into this segment.
You were giddy?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
We have receipts.
Uh-oh. That's never okay for me.
It's not.
It's not okay for me. I don't. Oh, do we? I think we do, don't we? I think I know where we're going. Are we talking about bets placed on the show?
I believe, Chris, if you'd like to submit segment 1 or segment 2, you tell me how you want to do this.
Let's
Chris.
do 2, and then we'll show how Dave is very wrong afterwards.
Okay, hold on. Can I just say, that's what you sound. You actually sound like that. All right, go ahead. I'm Chris. Remember this. If Patrick Beverley isn't suspended for more than 5 games next year, I will donate $1,000 to the charities of your choice. Oh, okay, hold on. So, God, that's how confident. All right, more than 5 games.
More than 5 games. So that's this is for your knowledge. So just to as a
Christ, does that mean if he's suspended 5 games, I lose?
You said more than 5.
Yeah,
games.
it's true. No, you're right. It has to be at least 6.
I will say this: you cleaned that up quite a bit.
Oh, I did?
More than I thought you did.
Oh
no.
Oh,
let's play exhibit 1.
We will be looking at a minimum of a 50-game suspension.
50,
if not all next year.
No way.
David Stern's a lot.
I thought you said 15.
So did I. Is that AI? Is that AI?
No.
Come on.
You think you said 15 or the whole year?
Yeah, no, you said 50, and I even said 50. And then you said, or the whole season.
I feel like we'll be looking at a minimum of a 50-game suspension.
50?
50, if not all next year.
No way.
David Stern's alive? Okay, but at least 6.
Close. Close.
Why was I being so dramatic that morning? 50?
I don't know, but did you hear about the Chiefs?
Oh. Hey, what if it's 50? I'm going to pwn you guys.
You will.
I will.
You know what?
You're going to what us?
Pwn.
Oh, okay.
And if that happens,
what?
$1 to the charity.
Yeah, let's go. God, why did I say
I'll take
that?
50 cents from Jason and 50 cents from me.
And then I'll pick you up early one day and we'll leave and we'll go watch a movie.
Really?
You won't know which day it will be, though.
Or the movie.
Yeah.
Can we invite Chris and Sean Cunningham?
100%.
Awesome.
Wait, who else were you putting in there? And Steven.
Steven.
Because he's got a funny laugh.
Walter.
And Walter, you're welcome to come too.
If we take Steven, Simone's saying, why not me? No, we were just
Simone could go.
Yeah, you can go. We were just naming people we know that have the most infectious laughs.
Yeah.
Not that you don't.
No, but we're talking about 1 seeds. Sean,
1 seeds.
Chris, and Steven. We need a 4th 1 seed for our bracket.
Infectious laughs?
Yeah. But Steven was out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden, like, oh, he's a 1.
I'm thinking of somebody I know that you know very well that has an incredibly infectious laugh that we 100% will not be inviting. No, don't. Just
okay.
Nikola Jokic.
He doesn't have a good laugh.
Does not have a good laugh. I'm just gonna tell you in code. And you'll get it immediately.
Really?
Oh, come on. Really?
Infectious?
Oh, my.
Well.
When he got going.
Okay.
Come on.
A 1 seed?
No, well.
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of a short, like, who else? Who else has a super infectious laugh?
Okay. Nikola Jokic.
He is an MVP for the 3rd time in 4 years. Some would say it should be the 4th time in 4 years.
Think he'll win another one?
I do.
You do?
I think but
in this league that wants to anoint everybody as the next greatest thing, I bet there's going to be fatigue on him.
You think this is it?
Mm-hmm. Whether that's right or wrong.
I agree with you. No, I 100% agree there will be Nikola Jokic fatigue.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to have the greatest year ever to win MVP probably next year. Everyone's going to have a down year.
Yeah. I mean, they want to give it to Tatum. They want to give it to Luka. They want to give it to SGA. At some point, it's going to be Victor and Edwards and like these next great. And then someone that's in college now that we don't even know yet.
Bill.
Right. Bill will be coming in. It's like, hey, this is Bill for MVP.
Yeah, that's a campaign.
Right.
Yeah, I do agree. So you think if you were betting,
if I was betting, I would say this is his last one. Now it doesn't mean he hasn't played like an MVP.
29.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I looked at that yesterday. There's not a lot of people that won an MVP in their 30s.
Really?
Not that many. It's kind of the sweet spot is like 26 to 29.
Well, Nikola Jokic has dealt with Shaq and all the doubters his whole life. Now let's add Jason Ross.
Yeah. I mean, if he was on here right now, I would tell him that.
I would like to say this. How about Domantas Sabonis gets a 4th place vote? So that means he finished 8th overall. Domantas Sabonis is a top 8 player in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
Last year he finished 7th, so he's getting worse.
He did have
we lost the trade.
He had a better year last year, but fell down 1.
Mm-hmm. And no All-Star appearance.
And isn't he also the 10th best defensive player in the league according to the votes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't lie.
Right.
Who's hot, who's not, and how about we take you higher? Next segment, Creed tickets next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
There is a different vibe at night at the Hagen Oaks Range powered by Top Tracer. It's more relaxed with golfers and newbies side by side enjoying the technology used on televised golf tournaments. Play a variety of fun games. Play Pebble Beach. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Or treat yourself to 9 holes on the Mackenzie putting course. Hungry? The Hangout food truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. And don't forget to check the summer-long free concert schedule at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue and Cap City Freeway.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with installation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the IMAX experience.
This was a human place. It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it?
The combination of groundbreaking visuals and the immersive experience of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen will make this an epic event. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see the next chapter, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Grab your tickets at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't. Right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Do you hear that? That's your air conditioner working overtime this summer. But it's not just the temperature that's rising, so is your electric bill. Stop paying sky-higher rates for your electricity with a solar electric system from Aztec Solar. Finally, you can calculate your monthly savings when you go solar without sitting through a 2-hour in-home sales pitch. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much you'll save each month by going solar. Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners with solar pool heating, solar electricity, and backup energy storage. Going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. How much will your paycheck be? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Yourpowersavings.com. Looking for a deal today? Now you can own a solar electric system for just $99.95 cash offer after incentives. Act now. This offer expires soon. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Remember, we have Creed tickets coming your way in just a few moments. But first, Christopher Laud, please tell us who's hot.
Shea Langoliers.
Shea Langoliers. I've heard of him from the Oakland Athletics.
In the A's doubleheader against the Rangers yesterday, Shea was a combined 5 of 9 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. That is the most RBIs in a doubleheader in A's history, beating out Reggie Jackson, when August 24th in 1969 had 7 RBIs in the doubleheader.
Beat the great Reggie Jackson. That's good.
Home run king.
Yeah. Yes.
Who's not?
Pascal Siakam.
King's going to have him.
In the playoffs so far, he is shooting 25% from 3 and 43.8% from the free throw line.
Woof.
Wow. In the 2 games against the Knicks, he is 16% from 3 and 33% from the free throw line.
Are they going to submit that to the league? They didn't get enough free throws to miss?
They should. They should.
Yeah.
You know who else is not hot?
Who?
Chris Russo in the English language.
What do you mean?
We have another This is a Hall of Fame mispronunciation by Chris Russo.
Quickly, they all had the same lines. Let's go kill Giselle and the boyfriend. That was the whole theme of the whole night. Let's figure out a way. How does Tom Brady, the magnificent, good-looking quarterback, how did he lose his beautiful wife to a jiu-jitsu how you pronounce it? What's the word? I don't even know. What is it?
What? Jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu instructor. I mean, that's the whole theme of the night. To a jiu-jitsu instructor, to a wife, to a jiu-jitsu instructor, to a
I think what happened in Mad Dog Russo's brain, this is the best I can think, is that he was raving about Giselle and then went to talk about jiu-jitsu, which is spelled Jiu -jitsu, Jitsu. And I think he somehow combined Giselle and jiu-jitsu into jiu-jitsu
constructor.
Which in a different segment, maybe we can perhaps, unless jiu is a word, and if that's the case, I wonder if there's a definition. What is a jiu? I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go streaking, shall we? Yeah. Jiu. Let's go. Hey, wasn't Jiu the little green guy in Fred Flintstone?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who's the Nostradamus of MLB?
a break. When we come back, we'll recap the Knicks and Pacers.
Okay.
But in the meantime, well, let's see. Oh, can you take me higher? That's 5 words.
It is.
CREED. That's 5 letters. We'll take caller number 5 right now, and you can get higher with like their song. Sacktown Sports has teamed up with Live Nation to get you ready for Concert Week 2024. We've already knocked out Janet not like literally, Janet Jackson. Who do we do on Monday? Because I know we had new kids yesterday. Janet Jackson Day.
Taking Back Sunday.
Taking Back Sunday. That's why I forgot.
Yeah, take it back on Monday.
Yeah, we took them back to Monday, but we don't have a show on Sunday. So, Creed today. And who is it going to be tomorrow? Don't know. It's going to be a surprise. And you can get on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Caller number 5. Wow, you're already there. To score a pair of tickets to pull up for Creed at Toyota Amphitheater September 1st. For more information, visit sacktownsports.com. When we come back, Knicks, Pacers, are they getting screwed? And by screwed, I mean the Pacers next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Progressive presents Flo and JD announcing the Monster Truck Rally.
And here comes the obliterator.
Whoa! And he's up on 2 wheels. That can't be safe.
Oh, I don't recommend flipping your car backwards.
Did he even check his blind spot?
And the car's on fire.
I definitely don't recommend that.
This is one of my recurring nightmares.
Progressive is all about keeping it safe, so bundle your home and auto for 24/7 protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Coverage not provided for monster trucks. Not available in all states.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to amp up your summer with the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. We've got a lineup that's awesome. First up on May 24th, don't miss Tribal Seeds as they bring their reggae beats to Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. And mark your calendar for June 8th when NF takes the stage at the Golden One Center. Visit livenation.com for tickets and get ready for a killer high-energy show. Don't miss music legends Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello with the Imposters on June 12th, and NSYNC and Backstreet artists Joey Fatone and AJ McLean on June 22nd. 2 great shows coming in June to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then looking ahead to August 4th, get ready for the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, presented by Live Nation. The Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for the best shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Big announcement in the world of movies, Jason Ross. We were talking about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom's 40th anniversary.
Did you see the new one, by the way, the latest one last year, 2 years ago?
I did. I saw that. I took the kids to the movie theater to watch it.
Yeah.
It was better than the other sequel, I thought. It was. Oh no, I remember how I thought of it. Honestly, it's one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen. I walked out of that movie theater in like an existential crisis. Because they're so old. They're so old. It was so sad.
Who's they? Indy?
Old, decrepit Indy. Old, decrepit Marion. Old, decrepit other person I can't remember. Like, they're all just old. And you're watching Indy the whole time practically on a cane. Who's like, gotta get the artifact. And then,
I pay my taxes.
That's Indiana. That's actually from them. I felt so bad because I grew up with like Indy. And I know they did their best. It was fine. It was the best they could do. I enjoyed it. But man, I was like,
doesn't sound like it.
It's like they're all old. And then I just go outside. I'm just looking up. We were on vacation up in the ocean area.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked at the waves and I'm like, we're all going to die. Yeah.
It was fine.
It was right. Like, it was fine. But
it was okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2026, get ready because they're coming back.
2026.
Yeah, 2 years from now. The Lord of the Rings will be producing some new films, starting with, this is a working title, The Lord of the Rings, The Search, or The Hunt, for Gollum. It will
I know
be
you like Harry Potter.
Peter Jackson, who did the originals and also The Hobbits, and also did the Beatles documentary not that long ago.
The Jackson family.
He returns, yes. Along with Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum, will be directing the movie as well. But apparently they're in script development, blah, 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 blah. And they will knock that movie out and more.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go.
They're not my favorite of all time. But I'm pretty confident in saying that, like, overall, I think those are the most gorgeous films ever. Like, they're just gorgeous. They're just freaking beautiful.
Go look at a painting.
Paintings are stupid. That's why movies are rad, because they're like living paintings that move and have dialogue. Come on, the Lord of the Rings movies are it's like Avatar's right there when it comes to, I'm just talking about like beautiful, like just like, wow, this is so amazing. And the music and the stuff. Okay, give me one better. Don't give me any Coen Brothers crap either. Like, oh, the Vista.
You're selling me on watching the movie as the scenery?
Say it again.
You're selling me on watching the movie as
I'm saying
scenery?
it's
not the story, not the acting.
The story is, well, it's one of the greatest stories ever told, J.R.R. Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings. I mean, obviously the story's going to be there. Look, they're bricks. Don't get me wrong. Like, you better invest some time. You've never seen them, huh?
No. Pan's Labyrinth. Oh, that's just a depressing movie and it's not really beautiful.
It's fine. Wait, is that the one where the kid's on the boat and he has the tiger?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Kids like isn't he? There's kids on the boat and there's a tiger but it's make believe or something. And he's trying.
Pan's Labyrinth is the one
Starsky
with
and
the little girl trying to find like a key, and that's the one with the monster with the eyes in its hands.
Oh, because I feel like the name reminds me like I've seen it. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. Well, we should do that. Maybe when you guys come over for pizza.
No thanks.
I'm good.
No.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
I saw the first two, and I just
You haven't seen Return of the King?
No.
Lowest rated.
No. Return of the King was great. Oh man.
But I didn't like the first two.
Why?
Because it's we have to get through the forest, and we gotta make sure that the owls don't catch us.
Owls.
I like
the
Chris's
elf.
edition.
Are you one of those why didn't the Eagles just take him to Mount Doom?
No,
people?
it's just like it's a bunch of stuff I don't care about. Like I don't care about elves and witches fighting each other.
But you care about SNL characters that are blowing things up and like it's all fakery. I'm not saying they're like, well, the elf really teaches me a lesson. Like it's fantasy.
Yeah, I'm not really a fantasy person.
So Harry Potter's now, Star Wars now.
Star Wars, I guess
like
that's the
Harry
closest I get to it. Rogue One's my favorite Star Wars.
Of course it is. I could have told.
Because that's the least amount to do with Star Wars.
100% could have told you that. You probably like. You see Andor on Disney Channel.
I watched the first two episodes.
Wow! I would have thought you'd like that one too. All right, the Knicks and Pacers. The hunt for they're trying to get the ring.
Yeah,
the one ring. Mm-hmm. There's a good tie-in, right?
Sure.
There we go. They played. Then the Knicks go up 2-0. Jalen Brunson did get an ouchie in the second quarter, but did come back. OG Anunoby, however, did get hurt in the second half. Was having a great game. Did not return. His status is up in the air. And as we talked about earlier, Jason, all this done. That was a life of pie with the Tiger. All this being done without Julius Randle.
Yeah, impressive. And I don't know if there's a tie-in to the injuries to Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks, who's now out for the season, and what's happening to Brunson and or Anunoby on the amount of minutes.
Right.
But Thibodeau's just like, I'm going for it. I'm just playing my guys. I know I got some other guys on the bench, but I'm playing my best players, and we're just going to see if we have to play them 48 minutes like we are basically most of their guys.
And Thibodeau's the guy who's like, there's no load management.
Right.
I'm going to run you guys into the ground, and I don't even care. And Jalen Brunson says, okie dokie.
Their best player, Brunson, 5 to shoot. Brunson drives. Brunson scores! Trying to put the lights out on the Indiana Pacers.
Bang!
His ability to make big plays while guarded and contested and just find just enough of a lane or an avenue or a shooting angle is pretty amazing.
Honestly, it is a little Kyrie-esque. Like where you just like, you can't play better defense.
Right. He's covered.
It's perfect defense.
Yeah.
And swish. JR.
Hey.
The ocean area. That's like an old man statement right there, Carmichael.
Did I say the ocean?
Yeah, you were up in the ocean area.
Oh yeah. I was up in the ocean area.
That's something my grandpa would say.
Yeah.
We vacationed over there by the hills in the water area.
We're in the ocean area by the beach with the sand. Got in my ass.
Talking about voices, we need more Chris doing Gnome or whatever the hell he was doing.
I agree.
Wasn't that good, Jason?
I went with you. Yeah.
Oh, he sounded just like him.
Makes me want to watch the movie.
Yeah, those are kind of interesting movies. Hey, real quick on the Knicks. Man, if New York wins the championship, I'm afraid for the people in that city.
Bing bong.
Oh, my Lord. When's the last time a New York team has won? I mean, the Yanks? No, who's won the last championship for a New York team?
The Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees, right? The Nets haven't.
How long ago?
The Nets haven't forever.
Yankees 09 maybe.
Yeah, that's a while ago. Things have changed. COVID has come, and we've all went and visited the ocean area in our lives, so things have changed a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm scared for the city of New York. I love you guys though.
Aren't they? Love you too, JR. Aren't the Rangers good right now?
Yeah, they World Series champs.
Oh, they're playing the Hurricanes tonight, and the Rangers lead the series 2-0. Not looking good.
Yeah,
it's not looking good for the Hurricanes.
They're about to get rocked.
The Stars and Avalanche also tonight, and I got to tell you, if N. McKinnon can continue to do the job he's done for the Avalanche, lookout.
Kate's brother.
Kate's brother, and Jay Robertson of the other team. That's
Oscar's
Dallas.
brother.
Yes.
Oscar's son.
In 29 games, he's got 80 points.
Wow, that's a lot.
What is that actually? That's an average of what? Hold on. That's not even 3 points a game. That doesn't even get you on a roster in the NBA.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
It's not a lot. It's up in the ocean area. All right, we'll take a break. By the way, thank you, Soren. Thank you, Soren. Yes, it was The Life of Pi. Did you see The Life of Pi, Chris?
No,
that was some kids on a boat and some tigers.
3.14.
3 point. Yes, it is spelled P-I.
That's what I rated it.
I would watch The Life of Pi, P-I-E. Let me tell you. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's the return of the little tournament that could, Jason Ross, the California Classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, but with an asterisk.
Always a catch.
With an asterisk. We'll tell you about that next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the IMAX experience.
This was a human place. It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it? The combination of groundbreaking visuals and the immersive experience of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen will make this an epic event. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see the next chapter, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Grab your tickets at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today.
Sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Texas Rangers are in town, or were playing the A's. They had a doubleheader yesterday. They split. Our good friend Brody Brazil sat down with XA Marcus Semien.
Hey, I remember him.
I think Marcus Semien was doing a little trolling here. See if you can pick it up.
But, I'll never forget this place. Does that part not sit well with you though? Are you okay with it? Or are you just so far detached from it right now that it just doesn't hit as if you were still here?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel for the young people in the Bay Area who love baseball. This is a place you can come watch good baseball being played. The Texas Rangers are in town. Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, a lot of good players that you can come watch.
Jonah Heim.
Right. So it's just, it'll be sad.
I feel like he was playing on John Fisher saying, come here next year to see Aaron Judge. I could be reading too much into it, but the fact that Brody laughed at that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Not that long from now, Jason, in just under 2 months, I think.
Yeah.
The California Classic. It's back. It's bigger. Because it went to Upsize Matters, upsizematters.com. And better. It will be a 2-venue tournament with the Kings, Warriors, Lakers, Heat, Spurs, and Hornets. That's 6 teams, 2 venues, Golden One Center, Chase Center.
Yeah, I mean, look, Vegas has become just this powerhouse of a summer league, and there used to be an Orlando summer league. There was one in Utah. There was a few other places that had different things going on, but Sacramento's kind of proven to be this nice little landing spot. It does well in attendance. It's been a tournament. The way it was originally designed, the thought was it was going to be the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Warriors, the California, hence the name. And it was going to rotate between LA, Oakland at the time, before they were in San Francisco, and here. And then the Clippers, for whatever reason, backed out. They got a fourth team, and Miami was one of the originals. And Sacramento's where it started, and it did so well. It stayed there for the first couple of years, and it had a year in San Francisco. And now they're taking both venues. But, the Spurs have jumped in. The Hornets have jumped in. And I think those teams like to get a few games in before going to Vegas. And, this is now 6 years, and it feels like this is a kind of a regular thing because it does well here every time.
It will be July 6th, 7th, and 9th
Mhm.
with the Kings, Spurs, Hornets, Chase Center 6th, 7th, and 10th with the Warriors, Kings, Lakers, and Heat. 12 games featuring rookies. And then the event will culminate in a final Northern California battle featuring the Kings and Warriors at Chase Center July 10th. Modified rules, including 10-minute quarters. There will be family-friendly entertainment. Why does Chase Center get home court advantage? It's our tournament. We started it. They're stealing it.
Well, they're sharing it.
They're sharing it, which I don't think we should share it.
Yeah, no sharesies.
Bring everybody
here.
here.
It was supposed to rotate, like I said, but
rotate, schmotate. They
Yeah.
couldn't get their act together.
Yeah.
And now, of course, Chase Center's getting home court advantage. I hope we kick their butts. I'm actually pumped up.
Must win?
100% must win. And if we do,
parade.
Yeah. Why not?
Yep. I agree.
Why the hell not? Steven.
Oh, good morning.
Good
How you guys doing?
Hey, Steven.
Great.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
Good.
You guys ever embarrass yourself on the radio or like in the middle of an interview somewhere?
Gee, have I? Yeah, you think? You ever call Pete Rose the home run king, Steven?
Do I ever call him the home run king?
Have
No.
you
I
ever
call him
on the radio
king.
called him? Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah, I called yesterday and I had a question that I stole from Simone. I know Simone's in there, so I know she's going to start laughing on this one. So yeah, I took her question and I was like, yeah, I'm going to ask this in the last hour. Or, this was asked in the last hour. It was a great question. And then it wasn't in the last show. It was in the last hour. And so I completely embarrassed myself. So my question to you is, what was the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? Like as far as an interview in front of somebody famous, it doesn't matter. What was it? Were you just, you were taken aback and you stepped back and you were like, gosh, what the hell did I just do?
Oh, thank you, Steven. Jason, I don't think you've ever done anything embarrassing.
No, I definitely have. I'm trying to think of, I don't have anything off the top of the things I'm remembering, I remember more so when you get pushback. So it was less embarrassing. So then you're questioning your question.
Yes.
I remember being in the Kings locker room before, when I was kind of one of the locker room reporters. And I remember as a King, Otis Thorpe really pushed back on something I asked. And I thought, boy, that was like, he almost like belittled me in a sense.
It was a really bad question.
And then I dug in again and asked, and then it was like, yeah, because it was like, whoa, you challenged me. So I'll cut. And he answered it better. But I'm like, afterwards, like, was that a bad question? And I do remember one as this was more heat of the moment and not necessarily.
Was it a bad question?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was a good question. Otis is just being cantankerous.
The one I do remember asking, and maybe it was just an open-ended one too, it was Kings and Sonics, and George Karl was the coach of the Sonics, and I was covering the visiting locker room, and I went to interview him, and the Kings had a 30-1 run, and this is probably like year 2 or 3 of me covering this, maybe 2. And I said something like, wow, coach, a 30-1, something very open-ended.
Yeah.
It's like 30-1 run, man, that happens all the time in this league. And he made me feel so small, and I'm thinking, oh wow, okay, maybe I'm just wrong. I think I've seen like one other in my life.
Doesn't happen all the time.
So,
which coach was this?
That was George Karl.
Oh, of course it was.
A little surprising from Coach Karl.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's. But I felt like embarrassed.
That's the thing. I think it's like there's a difference between like saying something embarrassing and the moment being embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've done it plenty of times.
Yeah, that's happened. And plus, the athlete can also, like, you could ask him a question like, hey, you went on an 8-0 run. How did that feel for the team? And the guy could be like, they'll be like, oh, it's amazing. You get pumped up, the crowd behind you. Or it could be, hey, you went on an 8-0 run. How'd that feel? Well, it felt horrible, dude.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
It's how they
kind
choose
of
to do it.
Yeah,
exactly. Like the Pete Rose one you read, like.
That was just a slip of the tongue.
Right,
I knew what
exactly.
No, I've never told the story this way before, but I would say the most uncomfortable and embarrassed I've ever been in an interview. I was, and you guys know exactly where I'm going here. I was a Cub reporter. I was covering the visiting locker room, and it was against the Golden State Warriors. And I was interviewing Jason Richardson. And if you remember the old Arco Arena, which many of you won't remember the locker rooms at the old Arco, they were very dingy.
Yeah.
You had like basically an inlet where people would hang their stuff. And then you had these like folding chairs that the players would sit at. So Fred Hoiberg was either in the shower or had left. And because I remember Fred Hoiberg's locker was open and it looked like his stuff was gone. And Jason Richardson was sitting down and I was doing a one-on-one with him. And I'm sitting down on Fred Hoiberg's chair and I'm facing Jason, who's to my right. And I've got the microphone and I'm asking him a question. And all of a sudden, you know, like you can tell, like you just feel when somebody's close to you. And I felt like this gust of like wind, breeze, knowing that someone was like very, very near me. So I asked Jason a question. He begins to answer it and gave me a very long and thoughtful answer. But as he's beginning it, I feel the, whatever. And so I turn just to make sure I'm not in the way. And I am literally from me to this computer screen, less than an arm's length away from the most private part of Cliff Robinson, who is standing as I'm sitting on the chair. He's standing. So like literally right here. And when I turn, okay. And I quickly like turn away. Like I'm so embarrassed. I turn away, but then like you can't help it. You're like, what did I just see?
Right.
So then I turn back just to like kind of make sure I'm not in the way or like I'm not trying, by the way, rest in peace, Cliffy, Uncle Cliffy. I'm not trying to be funny here. How do I say this? I was concerned that that contact was imminent. Okay. God bless him. But I was very concerned for good reason that a shift in momentum, one way or the other, could perhaps result in shoulder to body contact with Uncle Cliff Robinson. So I turned back. Well, here's the thing. I am completely not doing the Jason Richardson interview anymore, who's still answering my question as I turn back for the second time just to make sure I'm not going to get brushed or in the way of Uncle Cliffy's most private area.
Yeah.
Well, just as I turned, the timing had to be this way. Apparently, Jason had finished his answer. And then as I'm turned towards Uncle Cliffy and turning back, he kind of nudges me like, hey, man, did you have any other questions? And then he sees what's going on behind me, and we make like this very quick eye contact. And Jason was like, I know exactly what's going on, dude. Are you like, he's trying not to laugh. And I asked him the same exact question I just asked him because I panicked.
Yeah.
And you know what? He gave me another answer.
Nice.
God bless. And for that reason alone, I will always be indebted to Jason Richardson, who probably saw me as red as this shirt I'm wearing right now. I let him answer. I got up, I walked out, and I flushed my eyes. And that was my, everybody has a welcome to the NBA moment. That was my welcome to the NBA moment. Also, maybe the most emasculating thing I've ever been a part of before. So I don't know if that's embarrassing, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's happened to you before, right?
In the locker room, it has.
It has?
Not the exact, but there's been the situations you weren't ready for. I wasn't ready for.
You know who was the worst at that?
Who?
I don't mind naming names either. You know the worst was Reggie Miller.
Oh, okay.
Reggie just didn't care.
Yeah.
Did not
There were
care.
several people like that. Just like, hey, and it's their locker
And
room.
by the way, it's their domain.
Right.
It's their locker room.
We're the ones infringing.
You and I have talked about it
Yeah.
before. We shouldn't even be in there.
Right.
They should be doing everything at a podium. But back then, man, I was like, hey, everyone together. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight, and much, much more. All of that coming up right here on Sacktown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Aryeh. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, the A's vastly improved play this year has certainly been noticed around baseball. Mason Miller was named the American League Reliever of the Month for March and April. And by the way, no runs allowed in April. And Brett Rooker is the most recent Player of the Week, a week that featured 2 homers in 1 inning against the Miami Marlins at the Coliseum.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since you probably can't afford your own sports psychologist, Golf Monthly's Fergus Bissett offers 5 golf psychology tips to help you play better. First, stay in the present. If your mind is ahead of you, how can you focus on the shot at hand? Second, every shot is a new challenge. The objective of every shot is to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of strokes. Go do it. 3, the past is the past. Many of us dwell on the past. Not good. Clear your mind and move on to the next shot. 4, never surrender. Some give up on their rounds too quickly. Your fortunes on the course can change with one swing or one decent break. Lastly, stay positive on the greens. If you're having one of those days where the putts don't drop, focus on the positives. If you're putting on your intended line, that's a good thing. Keep it up and they'll begin to fall. And remember, it's a game, so go out there and have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Hey there, wanted to take a moment of your time so I could talk to you about insecurity. I could talk to you about confidence. I could talk to you about girth. Yeah, what? Girth? Yeah, okay. Let me tell you about the Upsize Clinic at UpsizeMatters.com. My good friend, Dr. Jack, and his friend, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, have a safe, effective, long-lasting doctor-performed procedure. It's non-surgical, virtually pain-free. Now listen, girth is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. What Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash are offering is a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation and get that confidence back. Reset in the bedroom with your partner. Financing is available. It's very private. It's very discreet. Available in Roseville with Dr. Jack and San Francisco with Dr. Pash at UpsizeMatters.com. That's UpsizeMatters.com.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
700 texts, all asking, did Uncle Cliffy go to Upsize Matters? First off, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. Secondly, no, I'm sure not necessary. God bless and rest in peace. He was a fantastic character too. Anyone who ever had a chance to interview Cliff Robinson, I mean, great player too, but he was just a some of the more we'll have to have a summer show on that. Like some of the more underrated people. Like I always felt like Cliff Robinson, Amari Stoudemire is another one. If you got him on a good day, still maybe the most amazing feat I've ever seen. Hey, Amari, you got a second? Amari, yeah, dog. Let me just crush this hot dog real quick. 2 bites. 1 chew, swallow. 2 chew, swallow. Done. Literally, maybe. I mean, he could have given Kobayashi a run for his money. Yeah, I was like, wow, you just. Yeah. Anyway, Jason, we've got stuff to watch tonight on the television. How about a doubleheader?
That's good. 2 games, 2 basketball games tonight.
Cavs Celtics game 2. Mavs Thunder game 2. Now, I am sure this is not only in the eye of the beholder. Obviously, if you're a fan of one of these teams that are still left in the playoffs, it's a whole different story. Jason, I believe my opinion is that the 2 most interesting series going right now are the Timberwolves and Nuggets and the Pacers Knicks. Do you disagree?
Why are you diminishing? Why are you taking out the no, not Cavs.
The Thunder and Mavericks, right?
Yeah, it's just one game. Those others are 2-0.
I think the most interesting one is, I mean, the one that's got me right now is the Knicks Pacers. Just all the storylines that are going into it. And then it really comes down to Nuggets Wolves, Thunder Mavericks. Thunder Mavericks, a cool name. I think it edges it out because I think it's the Timberwolves and how notoriously and historically crappy they are. Anthony Edwards, who may be the most charismatic player in the league right now, and the fact that you have the defending champions and now reigning MVP once again, reigning MVP, down 0-2. So for me, the storylines there, Oklahoma City, Dallas is absolutely next and barely. And if there was any argument to me, it would be those 2 series. But I think when I put them both side by side, I go, if they were both on at the same time, which one's going on the big screen? It's that. But you're different.
I don't know that I just, I think a second game will give us a different feel on that series. And I think tonight's a really big game for the Dallas Mavericks to try to, cool off. OKC has won 10 in a row, won every playoff game so far, but going back to the regular season winners of 10 in a row. And then, try to get home court. If they win that game, I mean, look, they got a split and they're back home, kind of more in control of the series. Or does OKC keep it going? So that's more intriguing. And I know Cleveland fans will try their best, but I don't see it. And it's more of a compliment to Boston and really less of an indictment on the Cavs.
Yeah, the Cavs should be proud. I mean, they're maximizing their talent level.
Yeah.
Just some numbers we'll clean up from earlier today. Nikola Jokic, as named MVP once again. 3rd MVP for Jokic since 90. Only Jordan, James, and Jokic. That's LeBron James, by the way. Have won 3 MVPs. He becomes the first player under 30 to hit for 15,000 points, 8,000 boards, 5,000 assists at least, and have a finals MVP and 3 season MVPs. No other player has done that before. 30. He is the 9th player to win it 3 times in a row. He is the first MVP since 84 that has never had an all-star, all-NBA, or all-defense teammate in the year he played. And that's his first 9 seasons. The Western Conference has dominated the awards this year. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, all Western Conference. Who is the hustle guy? Is that Eastern Conference?
Yeah, it was Caruso.
Alex Caruso, who started in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
TJ McConnell had a double-double, but only played a part of the 4th quarter. In fact, he didn't play the final 7 minutes and 10 seconds. The Pacers plus 19 with him on the court, minus 32 off the court. Josh Hart, 19 points, 15 boards, 7 assists, 8 of 12, has played every minute of this series. Only Nikola Jokic and Jason Tatum have more 15, 10, and 5 games so far in the playoffs. And the Indiana Pacers have since, what is it here? 78. 78. What they think are missed calls over the first 2 games. Did you know that Nikola Jokic now has more MVP awards than Kobe, Kevin Durant, Dwayne Wade, Isaiah Thomas, not the other Isaiah, Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West combined?
Yeah.
And you and me?
Yes.
And Christopher Lott combined.
I think Giannis can get a third.
Yeah, there's no Giannis. In fact, I think he would have the opposite. I think now it's like I could see voters being like, if it's close, we want to get Giannis another one.
Right. And then after that, it's like, again, we're coming up. I was saying this yesterday on the show. There's so many great players that end up getting blocked out of MVP. Like Kobe has one. Kobe's, talked about in somewhere in the GOAT conversation, right?
Yes.
And you just feel like, Durant is one of the all-time. He has one.
Yeah. It's crazy. And don't you feel like Jordan and LeBron should have more too?
Yeah. I mean, LeBron has 4, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like Rose, I would say, took 1 from him. Karl Malone may have taken 1 or 2 from Jordan.
Yeah. Hakeem.
Yeah.
Finally, I know we got a break here. We told you Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom came out 40 years ago today. Well, you know what came out 31 years ago today, Jason Ross? I'm gonna give you over under
31 years ago today. So it's a movie.
May 8th, 1993. Nope, it's not a movie.
Oh, a show?
It is
a song?
It is part of it is a scene that happened. A scene in a show or movie that happened 31 years ago today. May 8th, 1993. The over under on how long it will, you know what, we're gonna do it like the song. I'm gonna play like a half second and stop it. You're gonna know. Ready? Let me see.
Wait, before you do,
okay.
I have one quick guess.
Okay. Before it's even been played.
I think I'm too early. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Now is.
Oh, I got it.
I think I did too. Wait. Oh my gosh, what's the title of that?
Well, I mean,
is that Marriage?
No, it is not. Hold on. Do you have it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
I didn't hear it.
I'm going to trust Chris. I think he does. All right. I'm going to play 1 second now.
Now is your father.
Oh, I heard differently. So that's Matt Foley in a van down around the river.
Although I see where you're coming from.
Marriage.
It does. If you don't have the context, it does sound a little bit like Marriage.
And what is that?
That's Princess Bride.
There it is.
Let me try that again.
Now is your.
That's what I heard the first time.
So it's even more impressive that I got it, Jason.
Yeah, it is.
I probably told you my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. Now let's get started by letting me give you a little bit of a scenario of what my life is all about. First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Now, you kids are probably saying to yourselves, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get the world by the tail and wrap it around and pull it down and put it in my pocket. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're probably going to find out as you go out there that you're not going to amount to jack squat. You're going to end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river. Now, young man, what do you want to do with your life?
Actually, Matt, I kind of want to be a writer.
Well, Lottie frickin' da! We got ourselves a writer here. Hey, Dad, I can't see real good. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
Huh? Well, actually, Matt, Ellen and I have encouraged Brian in his writing.
Dad, I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
Now, I wonder, Brian, from what I've heard, you're using your paper not for writing, but for rolling doobies. You're going to be doing a lot of doobie rolling. when you're living in a van down by the river.
Is that Christina Applegate?
That is
he's breaking?
Christina
Yeah.
Applegate and David Spade, who are both losing, which just add to it. God, he was so good.
He was.
You know, there's supposed to be a Chris Farley biopic coming out.
Really? Yeah. Like where actors play him, or like a documentary with like people that
actors play him.
Oh my God, who plays that?
It is.
Oh, is it the guy who plays Chef Boyardee in the new Jerry Seinfeld thing from SNL? You guys don't know what I'm talking about because it just came out a couple days ago. Okay,
it's Paul Walter Hauser.
Oh, who the hell is Paul Walter Hauser?
He was in I, Tonya.
Oh,
he was in.
Oh, okay.
Duel. He's pretty funny. He's in the Cobra Kai movies. Cobra Kai show.
All right, hold on here. Let me just see who this is. Yeah, this guy is who I was thinking
Bobby Moynihan?
Yeah. I thought it would be him. We'll take a break.
You like the pizza.
When we come back, let's cross-talk with Styles and Watkins and do some celebrity birthdays as well, but not before we get a very, very important word from Jason Ross. Don't go away. You're going to want to hear this next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Well, you never know when you may need someone to represent you on your behalf. And if you are ever in one of those types of situations, then you want someone you can trust and someone that's going to work for you, not against you, right? So I'm sure you have seen plenty of lawyers on television that just want you as one of their many, many clients. They just rush through those process and there's really no connection. You're just another one. You're just an add-on. You're just an addition to their many cases, and then they go on to the next one. Well, how about someone that is in our community, so right here, cares about you, and, of course, the result, because their name is attached to this as well. And I'm talking about Jonathan Gonzalez at the Gonzalez Law Offices. He's right here, downtown Sacramento, and won't just count you as just another case. Doesn't go right through case after case after case. He will connect with you and help you in the area of need. Now, what need might you be in search of? Well, wrongful termination cases. Maybe it's an expungement, something you want off of your record, car accidents, whatever, and wherever you feel the need for representation, I suggest you contact them at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Now, again, that's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow, and it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hi, everyone. It's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Across Sacramento, air conditioners are firing up, and with them, power bills are going through the roof. Are you ready for your utility bill to soar even higher next month? Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners save money because going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. We call it the Aztec Paycheck. How big of a paycheck? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much money you'll save every month. Find out how much you'll save now at yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable. Stop paying the power company and start paying yourself. Looking for a deal? Here's a timely offer from Aztec Solar. You can own a solar electric system for just $99.95. Cash price after incentives. Don't waste another dollar. Visit yourpowersavings.com and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
It's almost a weekend. What? It's almost a weekend.
Oh, it's true.
It's true.
I'm seeing red.
Friday Fun and Games tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Applebee's.
You're golfing today, Dave?
Golf
Little dirt on my boots.
Lesson today, golf tomorrow. I haven't played golf since Christmas.
How often do you get a lesson?
Not a few times a year, but I haven't played since Christmas, and I'm playing with clients tomorrow, so I don't want to. Yeah. I'm not. It's not like I'm going to be great or anything. I just don't want to embarrass myself more than usual.
Right. Just shake the rust off. I invited Chris this weekend. He said no.
I said no. Can't do it.
You like to golf?
I do. Yeah. I just couldn't do it.
Oh.
So that's the only Chris that you know that wouldn't allow me to go golfing with you?
Well,
wow.
The way these twosomes work.
He didn't think that one through.
I'm kidding. I didn't ask Chris.
That's a really good one.
Chris, you want to go golfing with us on Friday?
No. Okay. No golf.
Have you guys... See, that's what I knew. Have you guys heard of this movie on Netflix called Unfrosted? Okay. No. I didn't either till my wife presented it to me yesterday. It came out a couple days ago. It's the story, weirdly true, sort of, obviously with a lot of whatever's taken, liberties, of the birth of the Pop-Tart and how Post and Kellogg's, both in Battle Creek, Michigan, were like going after it, and Post stole some of Kellogg's research and came up with something they called like the Crispy Square or something like that. But they announced it 4 months before it went to market. And then Kellogg's, this part's true, like caught up the research and beat them with Pop-Tarts. And now Pop-Tarts is by far the best-selling product Kellogg's has. But this is a comedy. I'm just going to give you some of the cast members in this comedy.
Did Jerry Seinfeld make this?
Jerry Seinfeld wrote it and stars in it in part. Jerry Seinfeld. Some of these, I'm going to miss some people too because I don't know them, but Christian Slater, Jim Gaffigan, Hugh Grant, Kyle Mooney, Patrick Warburton, Amy Schumer, Cedric the Entertainer, Melissa McCarthy's one of the main roles, Bobby Moynihan, who plays Chef Boyardee, Peter Dinklage, Bill Burr. Bill Burr plays President John F. Kennedy.
What?
Yeah. George Wallace, John Hamm, Fred Armisen, Daryl Hammond. Like, it's a comedy. It's not that great. I've watched half of it, but it's not bad either. But it's worth watching. Like,
did it just drop?
Just dropped like 2 days ago. Hey, who's the Page from 30 Rock?
Oh, yeah.
The blonde guy. He's in it, too.
Keith, I think.
Yeah, he plays the guy who invented Schwinn bicycles. Then you have the dude for Chef Boyardee. Anyways.
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater plays the milkman.
Great actor.
He plays the milkman, and they're like the mafia in this because Pop-Tarts didn't involve milk. And so Deep Milk kidnaps Jerry Seinfeld at one point and threatens him. Celebrity birthdays. You'll love it, Jason. Birthdays meant to be spent with family and friends. Another being family and friends together. Pumpball cookies, the best in the world.
Happy birthday, a very sincere happy birthday to the one, the only Douglas Dale Christie.
Hey!
Doug Christie today.
Doug is, get this. Is Doug 51? No, Doug's 52. Sorry.
52? 50?
I feel like somebody here would know if it was the big 5-0, so I'm going to say 51.
I was going to say 49.
I'm going to say Doug is 36 years old.
Dave's closest, 54 for Doug Christie.
Aha! Go ahead.
Happy birthday to Trey Lance.
Oh, man.
Hey, shout out.
Shout out.
My guy.
Trey Lance.
Trey area.
He's got to be 24. He's 24.
I'll say 25.
I'm going to say 26, just to be different.
Why not?
Definitely not 26.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Trey Lance.
Don't be disrespectful.
25.
We have a correct answer. Alan Stiles, 24 for Trey Lance.
Big Trey guy.
Happy birthday to
So I was trying to get Doug on the phone.
Yogi
Farrah.
Farrell.
Oh, Farrell.
Yeah, the original
Yogi Farrell.
Keegan chant. Yogi Farrell.
Yogi Farrell.
34?
Be a good baseball name. Yogi Barrel.
Yes.
Yogi Farrell is the Harrison Barnes of Buddy Hield.
That's a great
What?
What did you say he was?
34.
No. He's 30.
31.
32.
He is 31. Correct answer.
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Watkins. Billy Joel.
Sing me a song. You're the piano man.
Right.
Piano man.
Hey. 75.
73.
69.
77.
We have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave, 75.
Oh.
Nemanja Bjelica.
Hey, we deserve this birthday.
Nemanja.
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 Hey, it's a Nemanja Bjelica.
Nemanja.
He is
We got to play that.
he is 33.
He's got his ring and got up out of town. He's 35.
I'll say 37.
34.
36.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey.
what's coming up on the show today, guys?
So much stuff.
Yeah, a lot.
Just
a ton of stuff.
almost too much
Sabonis.
stuff.
Yeah.
8th best player in the
league.
world.
Yeah.
10th best defender in the world.
That's right.
That is
In
right.
the world. Also, as we talk about Knicks Pacers, we ask the question, is there a good way to complain about anything?
Yeah, it's always what is it? Passive aggressively. It's always the way to go. Also, I know we got to go. Did you hear Sam talking to Anthony Edwards?
Yes.
We had him on today.
I heard.
Yeah, okay. That's
He's
great.
an OG. Sam is an OG.
Sam is definitely an OG. We're back with these guys next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento.